Hello everyone, my name is Pixelriffs, you know what day it is. It's Choppin Tuesday, and I hope you guys are ready. I've got my lumberjack shirt on, ready to do some chopping, and boy do we have a project to chop, ladies and gents. Welcome along, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having an excellent week so far. Hope your Tuesday is treating you well. Yeah, my mum plays already with a 500 bits, taking first place on the cheerleader board. Welcome. Just with a wave, hello. Afternoon from your friendly neighborhood civil servant. Hello, Tim Stamper. Paranor in the chat. Mr. Moneybags. Ken. Rabix. They took my username. Yasin. Creefire. BH Schwartz. Welcome along. Safi Penrose with a Twitch Prime sub. Get some hype in the chat. Thank you so much for your Twitch Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are one in a million. Oh, and Brass92 coming in with the 300 bits as well. I should have some sort of, like, the Pyramid Head. What are we, Silent Hill now? I should have some kind of, like, bit war situation going for, like, whether we work on the Nether Hub or this project or something. I don't know. Anyway, Tuesday is treating you well. Ah, I see what you did there. A little bit of a chopping pun. I'm all in favor of the chopping puns. But today we're not going to be chopping any kind of trees. Because today we have bigger fish to fry. We have a lot of stuff to take down in the Nether, ladies and gents. I have started on my first ever Wither skeleton farm. And it's just going to be the basic Tango Tech design for now. It's going to be the one where you run along on flower pots or daylight sensors. And I am clearing out basically all of the other Nether brick blocks from this fortress. I don't need to do that. All I would need to do really would be to make them despawnable, like to slab them over or place buttons or whatever. But yeah, for tomorrow's video, I want to at least take down a sizable chunk of this Nether fortress. And so, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it today. And I've already done a little bit of recording for an episode. But I figure we should make some progress on this today so that I can get the rest of it done tomorrow, and the Thursday's episode can be like the completion of the Wither skeleton farm. So what we're going to do here... Oh, I pressed 1. There we go. So what we're going to do is hop into the survival guide world, and I should already be in the Nether, from what I understand, and this is what I've got done so far. So you may recognize this Nether fortress from a few of the videos. There were a ton of corridors and stuff around here. So there was, like, this is where the netherwort was growing. There was a staircase there. And a lot of it has been taken down already. And I apologize if the stream is going to be a little dark for some people. there's not really a huge amount I can do about that right now. But the idea is to take everything down to the level that it is over there and just to clear out all of this. Like, I want to remove spawnable space from the nether where possible. And just have that section over there, the bit that's above the lava, because around here, obviously, there is a lot of spawnable space just nearby, and I don't want to go crazy with, like, making everything around here unspawnable if I can help it, so we might end up doing that on a separate stream or something, but for now, my FOV is down real low as well. Yeah, for now, I kind of want to just get this area above the lava figured out, and I have 56 bones on me. From the other stuff. Oh yeah, there's a lot of these guys around. These are a problem of late. And as long as the zombie pigmen don't aggro, we won't have too much of an issue here. But I figured we could do some chopping today. We could chop down all of the nether brick around here and spawn-proof some of this stuff, and then we could maybe even actually get to building the platform if we've got time. But I think chopping is going to be the priority here. And I've already done 2 hours worth of work on this morning. That was all built up over there. But there's a time lapse in it so far, and now it's just going to be the work of getting this stuff taken away. And let's throw all of the bones and stuff in here. I've got a fire resist potion and instant health just in case. I still have my Ghast Buster on me. Shout out to anybody who noticed the name. The first thing I want to do, though, is go and repair my pickaxes, because the Fortune one is down to 170 durability, and the Silk Touch is down to 180, so I figure we may as well get that taken care of first, which probably means a trip out to the Guardian farm. That seems to be the best place to repair stuff. Good afternoon, Fry. Welcome along. Am I working on the Nether Hub? I might do a little bit of work on the Nether Hub later, depending on how much of this we get done, but as you can see, there's a lot of nether brick around here that is spawnable space for blazes and wither skeletons, and I want to get that taken care of. Do I ever read the chat? Always. I always read the chat. Sometimes I don't reply, because sometimes people say stupid stuff, but I'm always reading it. I read it when I can. It's difficult, though, because Minecraft is a game that you have to pay a lot of attention to, especially when you're working in the nether. I really don't want to get shot by blazes or fall in lava or something, so I feel like I have to take a moment to read the chat when I can. Hey, Talisman, so what's up? Good to see you. Welcome along. Hello, Elkhorn as well. Ah, the regulars are rolling in. Great to see you guys. You missed the last stream? No worries. You can catch it on Pixel VODs. I haven't uploaded the last stream yet because I had a little bit of a backlog, but you should be able to catch it on my YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel. And guess what? You're here now, so be happy that you're here. Netherrack really messes up the encoding. I know. It is unfortunate, but... Oh, hey! I haven't slept for a while. Time to remedy that, I think. I don't need Phantom Membrane. I'm not going to fight them. Let's go and sleep in the blacksmith's house. There we go. Ty Ketro, first time catching the stream. Welcome along. Thank you for dropping a follow. Anybody else who is new to the stream, feel free to drop a follow if you like what you see. Maybe even consider subscribing. We've got 3 lovely emotes for you, and a 4th one will probably be on the way this month. Now we're in the month of April. We get an extra Twitch emote sometime around, I think, the 20th. That's when they added in the emote for March, so probably worth a go. And I think I have a good idea what it's going to be. We will see. What enchantment should you get on your Elytra? I mean, there's only 2 options, Unbreaking or Mending. Get both of them. Wouldn't it be great if there was other options for Elytra enchants, though? What would you guys add to Elytra if you could add additional enchantments to it? Considering that rockets are what dictates your, like, flight duration. Good morning, Basketball Brian. You'd be a regular if it wasn't for time zones. I know, time zones are a pain. I need some more firework rockets. Something to mark Choppin Tuesday? It might be. It might be. I have plans. So yeah, fireworks. And I guess let's take a trip out to the Guardian Farm, so let's grab a boat. Do I have a boat in any of these? I've got a spruce boat in there. Perfect. Spruce never lets me down. You want Earth to be flat so there are no time zones? Well, can put you in touch with a group of people who might agree with you there. Elytra enchantment that can make it work better for fins for better swimming. Oh, I like that idea. Like an aquatic version of the Elytra. Like turn it into flippers. That'd be fun. A hover enchantment would not be bad either. That would definitely help people building. I feel like it could be a little exploitable, but yeah, that's something as a builder I would very much appreciate. Spruce Wayne. Batwood. I tell you what, it isn't half disorienting coming out of this thing now. In which episode am I going to give a world download? I don't know what the episode number is going to be. I'm planning on giving people a world download when I'm happy with the builds and I want to move on to a new project, which is probably going to be a little while, so don't hold your breath. In fact, I don't recommend holding your breath anyway. Have it use up durability faster if it has the hover enchant. That's not a bad idea. Or make it, like, incompatible with mending in the same way that Infinity is, maybe. Is the Nether hub going to be made with Prismarine? Probably not. I mean, it might have it in some areas, but my main reason for using Prismarine right now is just because it's more visible in the Nether. It's really obvious that the Prismarine doesn't belong to anything that I've built previously or is not part of the regular Nether terrain. Like if I built it out of stone bricks, then I would have taken down half of that circle along with the castle when we took that down. So I kind of wanted to make it obvious that some of it was not there. Any episode doing every achievement altogether? I've kind of got most of them now, so what I'm trying to do primarily is keep all of the tutorials I do in this world in some form, right? So it's a survival let's play, it's not just a tutorial series, otherwise I may as well just do everything in creative mode and explain it to people instead of, like, showing them the progress in a survival world. So basically, most of the advancements are going to just be like the ones that I get during the progress of the series. I don't think there's any that I've done off camera, with the rare exception of I think we got one advancement on a live stream, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been one of the end ones, because yeah, I think the city at the end of the game happened to me later. But most of the other achievements I've actually gotten on camera. So I think, you know, as you watch the series, you will see all of them in any case. And in the case of today's episode, I got several advancements in one episode, but that's as close as I expect to come to doing like an achievement guide style thing in this series. As a separate video, perhaps, but not as part of the survival guide, I don't think. The topic of the next episode in Survival Guide is going to be a wither skeleton farm, which is what we're working on today. Fev, yeah, Crossy was a fun raid. I really enjoyed that. It's the first time I've really had a reaction like that from anybody, because a lot of the people I raid tend to be either quite, you know, quite chill, quite stoic about stuff like that, or they've not had a raid. They've had raids like that before, so it's not like as much of an overwhelming thing for them. Whereas Crossy had 2 people and we dropped 130 people on him, which was delightful. And yeah, he was very, very happy about that. Why did I choose the name Pixel Riffs? It's based on an old channel I used to have, which still exists but doesn't have the content that I was making for it on there anymore. and it was called Wikiriffs. And I went to the random article button on Wikipedia, and whatever came up, I wrote a song about it, because I have a music degree, so I used to do a bit of like singer-songwriting stuff, but then my singing voice is not all that good, and the project didn't exactly go anywhere. It was like a year and a half of me writing songs every week, and it didn't really like amount to much. So I decided to just call it quits with that, and then the riffs thing kind of stuck. I also wanted to make pixel riffs into like half Let's Plays and half like chiptune music, but music like that is difficult to make. I mean, it's not difficult as such, but it just kind of, you know, takes a while. And so the Let's Play thing just kind of took over at that point. And Pixel, just because of like, you know, chiptune music, Pixel games, it kind of makes sense. Why do I prefer Twitch, not YouTube, to live streaming? I feel like Twitch gives you more discoverability as a streamer. Twitch is an established platform for streaming and solely for streaming, whereas YouTube is trying to do a lot of stuff, and as a result, like, the live streaming platform seems a little bit kind of like half effort has been put in. Twitch has better moderation tools than YouTube. I think Twitch latency is even slightly better. It's not great still. It's not as good as like FTL latency on Mixer, but like I feel like Twitch is just a better platform for streaming specifically. And also, if I was streaming through my YouTube channel, I wouldn't want to upload the VODs to my YouTube channel afterwards, because they're just like 3 hours of content that not everyone is going to want to watch, and that kind of drags your channel averages down in terms of like watch time and viewing metrics and stuff. It can kind of screw up your channel if you stream there as well. If you're just a streamer on YouTube, or if you don't upload the VODs at all, then that's fine. But I prefer having my Twitch just linked to my second channel, and that way everyone gets to watch the VODs if they miss the stream. And downloading stuff from YouTube and then re-uploading it to a separate channel is not a great workflow. It sucks. Like, don't do that. Why not take off your armor? Because Guardians have thorns, and it does a lot of damage, and it means I get to kill fewer of them in a short amount of time. You take so much damage doing this. Like, I would be dead at this point, probably, if I didn't have my armor on. Yeah, and I've got a regeneration beacon in the background as well. Like, Guardians do damage to you as you do damage to them. And it's unique to when they have those spines sticking out of them. So if you, like, chase down a Guardian and it's, like, swimming away from you and it's got those thorns, like, retracted, then it's not going to damage you. But the rest of the time, where they're just like milling around here and they're cornered, they don't really have anywhere else to go, then they will damage you with thorns. Is it the same with projectiles if you throw a splash potion of harming? I mean, splash potion of harming could work, but then the problem with that is you have to have a ton of splash potions instead of just a sword that mends itself constantly. Didn't think many people stream from YouTube anymore. There is a new SMP called the Artisan SMP, which was started by my buddy System Z, and also features the likes of Mythical Sausage, Pearlescent Moon, Gemini Tay, a bunch of those guys. Solidarity Gaming streams from there as well. And pretty much everybody on that server streams from YouTube, aside from Fwip, who streams from here on Twitch. What did I think of Azuma's April Fool's video? I didn't watch it. Not that I dislike X or anything, but I have limited patience for April Fool's stuff. I'll probably go back and watch some of the stuff that has stayed up, but most of the stuff where it's like, it's a prank or whatever, then I don't tend to watch it. I'm all about, like, fun and shenanigans and stuff, but there's just a certain level of sincerity that I expect from the content I tend to watch that is just completely absent from most of the stuff people make on April Fools. And Azuma's a smart guy. I'm sure he came up with something very cool, but I was also a little bit busy yesterday with my own stuff and didn't have time. Right, that one's all mended. Let's swap to the fortune guy, and we should be good. The Hangry Hufflepuff, excellent name. Hello, welcome. Do Guardians drop more XP than Enderman? I think so. Either that or it's about the same. I think Guardians and Blazes both drop like 10 XP, and I think with Enderman it's a range. But I think it's like between 6 and 10 or something like that. Yesterday was the first time you didn't get pranked for April Fools. Like, pranked in person, or it was the first time you didn't fall for, like, whatever April Fool's thing. Like, I'm fine. I really like the stuff that is less, like, trying to trick people and more just, like, it's April Fool's, so we all do something silly that's really obviously a joke, but is just kind of an Easter egg thing that's a bit of fun. Like what Mojang did with, like, Minecraft 3D, as something they clearly put a fair amount of, you know, design and effort into coding something fun, and it wasn't necessarily meant as like oh, this is completely changing about Minecraft, and it doesn't completely break everybody's like workflow if they want to carry on with Minecraft. It was just in the snapshots. Azuma's was obviously like a joke fun skit, not trying to be misleading. Yeah, I think X is good at doing that stuff anyway. He's done little like machinima stuff for a while too, so I imagine it'd be good. The other problem is I don't watch Azuma for the Hermitcraft recap, so I'm not like obliged to watch his videos, and I haven't really caught up with some of the stuff that he's done in my own time. So I might be all at sea. Am I wearing a Concorp shirt? Yes. I am wearing a Concorp shirt. Once Architects come out with a shirt, I'll wear one of those too. But I like the Concorp shirt. It's very comfortable as well. Is it not worth putting enchantments on your shield? Not really. I feel like half the time people don't use shields, and the other half of the time they break so quickly that having unbreaking and mending and stuff on it doesn't really make much sense. Maybe if it's got a banner design that was expensive to make and you don't want to lose, sure, but then banner designs on shields look kind of wonky anyway. Although I am quite happy that we're making a Wither Skeleton farm, because I really want a Skull and Crossbones shield back. I enjoyed that more than I expected to. As somebody who rocks a plain shield most of the time, I really liked having the skull and bones on the shield. I kind of like that. Who do I like, Architects or Concorp? I like both of them. I'm very much like group agnostic when it comes to Hermitcraft stuff. Like I don't have any kind of allegiance here and there. It's all just videos to me. As far as like who I watch, I mean I watch Iskall and Mumbo for the recap, and I don't watch either Cub or Scar. So, if anything, I should be, like, Architects only and down with Concorp, but I really don't mind. And if I would normally watch Hermit streams, Azuma had a good rant about trying to tell the audience not to tell Hermits who to add because it puts them off the person everyone wants. No, exactly. Like, it's amazing that they ever added Grian, to be honest, because I imagine the amount of people they've had badgering them about Grian for a while must have made that decision quite difficult to come to a unanimous vote on. And I get the impression from a few of the Hermit's Twitters recently, like if you look at False's stream the other day where somebody had drawn a cartoon of like the first 10 minutes of her streams where like half of her audience is Grian fans asking her to stream with or prank Grian. And that's just par for the course at this point. Oh hey, we actually have like 2 double chests of prismarine shards now. That's good. That's good. It's been taking a while to get a backlog of those. Because I want them for Dark Prismarine, obviously. But I think we're good there. I think we're good. We're all mended up. Let's do some chopping. We've chopped some Guardians. Let's go and chop some Nether brick. And obviously, yeah, adding Gree into Hermitcraft has been great. He's clearly done a huge amount of stuff that's been very fun, and he's tried to, like, feature a bunch of the other hermits and be kind of equal in who he spent his time with when it comes to the average stuff. And there are people he's committed himself to projects with, which kind of implies that, like, him and Mumbo are obviously going to be hanging around a lot because they're already friends. And with Iskell being part of Architects now, obviously the three of them are going to be spending a lot of time together. But the fan bases can just get a little bit intense sometimes. It's no fault of the players themselves, the creators themselves. Stuff just gets a little bit hectic from time to time, you know? So, where is my Nether Fortress at? Because this isn't it. This isn't the one I'm looking for. I'm thoroughly confused. No, there it is. I'm looking for one above a lava lake, and it was not that one. Also, there's a ghast looking at the wall. Hi. Okay, I'm pretty sure that arrow just bounced off that guy. Nice. First time I've done that vertically. GG, I guess. Before the mods were just asking for hermits to, like, yeah, to prank Mumbo. That was the main request. It's now you've just got another popular person to yell about in the chat. Scar is really the only one you watch. Scar is great. He's a good mix of, like, amazing building and just, like, silly stuff with Concorp. He's one of the people I would very much enjoy watching if he was part of my half of the recap stuff, but he is not. XP dropping on my head. So this is what I've done so far as the Nether Fortress clearing is concerned. I have basically 2, nearly 3 full double chests of Nether brick. I have 3 Wither Skeleton Skulls. I have all of these mob drops and chests and stuff from around the fortress. But now it is time to go and cut down the rest of that, I think. And I should be able to keep an eye on the chat while I'm doing this, but apologies if I have to look away every now and again because I'm being fireballed by blazes. These things happen. Scar's April 1st video is quite the thing. He gets requests to do ASMR videos, and he finally did one while building. Nice. Yeah, I've seen the thumbnails for those. But again, it's one of those April Fool's things where I'm like, I'll watch some stuff after today is over so I can make a better judgment about what is good and what isn't. Hey, Rob, what's up? Oh boy, there are a lot of blazes. And some skeletons, apparently. Take care of these guys first. Blazes are just annoying if you leave them floating around. Just getting set on fire constantly limits your field of view. It's just not very fun to deal with. You as well. You as well. In before I hit a pigman. There we go. That's the blazes taken care of. Let's start at one corner. It usually calms down a little bit once you've been around the fortress for a while because stuff doesn't spawn within 23 blocks of you, so it's basically like you're at a distance from everything at that stage automatically. Why not use a beacon for it? I don't know if beacon lets you haste mine netherbrick, does it? I don't think netherbrick is insta-mineable. I could be wrong about that. My beacon is currently set up in the end, so that means going there and taking it down. And I was using that to mine obsidian on the, not the last Choppin Tuesday, but the one before, I think. I am the guy from the Hermitcraft recap, yes. I did actually, yeah, I did watch Joe Hills Sings Joe Hills. But I also watched Joe for the recap. I know his brand of humor, and so, yeah, it was so obviously just something ridiculous and silly and creative as well. It's not just like, oh, I'm making a Minecraft video, but wait, I'm in an old version. What's going on? Like, it was just bizarre and strange, and I've never seen his brother before either, so that was fun. What enchantments do I have on my bow? Power 5, Infinity. I don't have Flame, so probably just Unbreaking and Mending. Oh, wait, no, I don't have Mending because it's Infinity. Punch 2 as well. Yeah, so Power 4. I didn't even have Power 5 on this one. It's just that good. You don't need Power 5 anyway. Power 4 will still one-shot a Creeper at full power. Land a crit on a Creeper, it's gone for good. You like Joe's humor? I like Joe's humor too. I thought I was the guy from Slow Mo Guys. If I was the guy from Slow Mo Guys, I would probably have a lot more money. And a lot more camera equipment. Not sure if going for how did we get here is reasonable. It's not. It's going to be even less reasonable once 1.14 arrives, though. So I'm kind of in two minds about whether or not I want to do that right away. I kind of want the additional challenge, but I'm also like, that's going to be so tough. I look nothing like Dan. I've got a beard. I think that's the main thing. I'm a slightly chubby dude with a beard. That's how you get compared to people. Anytime somebody says it's like, oh, I saw a guy the other day who looked just like you. If they've got a picture, it's literally just a man with a beard and brown hair. Sometimes the brown hair isn't even a prerequisite. Outside of YouTube and streaming and podcasts, what do? I don't know, sleep, eat food. No, I have a part-time job making videos for a software company. I'm not chubby at all. You have not seen me in real life. I am a big chungus in real life. I do look more like Dan than Gavin. It's true. It's true. Dan is, as far as I can tell, fairly British. I think Gavin has like some more like Mediterranean European heritage. He's got some Italian. Whereas I am British all the way down. Back as far as like the Saxons, I think. My parents have the family tree somewhere. But yeah, my family has been in the UK since time immemorial. Hey, what are we doing today? We are taking down a Nether fortress. I don't know the meaning of the word chubby. I do. I've got a dictionary. I've read the dictionary. I'm not saying I'm fat. I'm just like a little bit chubby. It's fine. My face doesn't look chubby. I feel like you guys just see my face. Not getting my belly out on camera. Gavin is Italian, more or less. Yeah, from what I understand. Fluffy. Yeah, I'm a bit fluffy. Can you see the Concorp logo on your t-shirt? You can see one by going to the Concorp web store and buying one yourself. I don't know why I'm advertising for them now. They should pay me for this. There we go. Be gone, nether brick. Be gone. Open the stream and all you hear is you're not getting my tummy out on camera. Yeah. That's where we're at. That's the level we have reached at this stage. But hey, it's nice to have a task to do where I can just take a look at the chat every now and again. I feel like occasionally I get tunnel vision with the game, which I'm not going to apologize for because you kind of need it sometimes. You need the focus, but it's nice being able to chat to you guys on this fair Tuesday. It's actually been really, like, gross weather here for the first time in a few days. Today was just dull and rainy, so it definitely feels like a good day to stream. It's getting bright outside now, but yeah, for the last few days we've had glorious sunshine. Not quite warm enough to go out in your t-shirt and shorts yet, but it's still pretty good. Am I building the farm today? No, not on the stream for sure, but probably not even today in terms of like the rest of the stuff I get done. But yeah, the stream, nothing super important as far as like building stuff and finishing projects is going to happen on the stream, because then I wouldn't have the footage I wanted to like narrate for survival guide episode. So we're doing the grind work on streams, basically, is what I'm saying. Go Fish with 13 months. Thank you so much for the 13 months of support. Can we see some hype in the chat? Oh wait, no, Go Fish with 6 months, Just Husk with 13. Sorry about that. They both came in at once. It was so sudden. Just Husk with 13 months. Go Fish with the 6 months of Twitch Prime. So many messages coming through. Let's see some hype for both of those fools anyway, because you guys are the best. Thank you so much. That was some good timing. Yeah, you guys were on it. Do you coordinate that beforehand, or...? Great stuff. Double sub hype. Back to back. Thank you. I really need to get sub badges figured out. I have no idea what to do for sub badges. I have like one vague idea, but it's not very good. If followers are pixels, then subs are megapixels. No, it's only if we get a million pixels is the megapixel. That's when I reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube. We have the megapixel. I've maintained this from the beginning, so it is canon. All right. Let's actually take off this time, please. Joel is maybe going to work on his sub badges or his emotes. I know he had plans for sub badges. I feel like he didn't have an emote thing figured out yet. Is it a sub badge day? But yeah, I need to do a proper like brainstorming type of thing for sub badges. Really need to get the notepad out and scribble down some ideas. You can insta-mine nether brick with a beacon. Okay, fair enough. Might be worth going to get my beacon then. I can find my way back to the stronghold, which I think is over here. Yes, there we go. I mean, could have taken a shortcut, but isn't the nether so scenic? Almost got 90k subs. Yes, very excited about that. We're at 89,100 at the last count. Still quite a way off the megapixel, but if we can figure out some sort of measurement for 100,000, it's like 1/10 of the megapixel at that stage. Is it like a decapixel or something? A centipixel? Centipixels. It does sound like a terrifying bug. I agree. Just a centipede with really bad anti-aliasing. A picopixel. What was the... on the Slow-Mo Guys channel the other day, speaking of Slow-Mo Guys, when they were talking about the speed of light and how it's measured and how many, like, decimal point zeros they were adding to the measurement of time, and it was like yoctoseconds were like the smallest possible unit of theoretical time that you could measure. So bizarre. It's incredible, like, hearing about that stuff from people who know about it, though. Chris! Just got back from school and saw me streaming. How am I? I'm good. How are you? How was school? It's a function of Planck's length. I bet it is. A lot of inappropriate jokes you can make about Planck's length. How does one even measure that small? I mean, you do lots of maths. It's so much of it, I think, is theoretical at that stage. Like, we can posit that this amount of time exists, but we don't really have any functional way of measuring it. Yep, cool. We got all the beacon bits. Oh, hey, we're back here, and we probably need to sleep again. How long's a plank? Twice half its length. It's how Minecraft builds are measured by Planck's length. Yeah, it's 1 meter. What project am I working on? We're taking down a Nether fortress to basically convert it into a basic wither skeleton farm, which eventually will become a more advanced wither skeleton farm. But for now, it is going to be the basic early game Tango Tech design with daylight sensors or flower pots to run on. Hey, Doggy King, haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Let's grab... Sure, an emerald. Why not? They're cheap. Should make a guide on command blocks. I will at some point, but the whole point of the series is it's a survival guide, and so doing stuff on command blocks, because they are more of like a creative thing with commands, by definition, doesn't quite feel at home in a guide to survival Minecraft. Just got off a history exam. Cool. Hope that went well for you. Best of luck with the results. There we go. Nice easy ride over to this area. So this bit here is going to be where I base the Wither Skeleton farm, and as you can see, it's working very well already. If you can see that, I'm not sure, because it's very dark in the Nether. And I would put torches everywhere to help you guys see this, but I'm only going to have to take them out again anyway, so I'm sorry if that's a little dark for some of you. Hopefully the lava will help to light it up. That and me getting set on fire, that's probably going to help too. It's not terribly dark. Yeah, I mean, screens vary when it comes to that stuff, so yeah, hopefully other folks are okay with that too. I find mobile screens especially aren't that good at showing blacks, so yeah, it gets a little tricky for some folks to see things in proper fidelity. It's also being streamed on Twitch, and my bitrate isn't the highest it can be because I feel like my bandwidth can't always handle it. How do you even make a Wither Skeleton farm? You build a large enough area of nether brick in the bounding box of a nether fortress, and then the way this farm operates, you basically run along on something that has the same height as a daylight sensor. So it's either daylight sensors or flower pots. And with a slab and then a stair on top of that, you can only be seen by the wither skeletons on the platform to either side of you. So you basically make a walkway up the center of it and like set it up so that only wither skeletons can see you, because their eye line is a little bit higher. Like if you enable hitboxes, that line there is higher up than any other mobs will be able to see you. So basically, you put yourself at a height that only wither skeletons can see you. You lure them to the end of a platform, and then you attack them with the looting sword. And flower pots are kind of the new meta for these farms because they are just cheaper than the daylight sensors were. Because daylight sensors are like quartz, glass, and wood slabs, whereas flower pots you just get loads of clay. The flower pots you can also decorate. So there's been a fun thing on the Decidedly Vanilla server. I think they saw it on Hermitcraft initially as well. Like it's a fairly straightforward idea, so not necessarily going to attribute it to anyone in particular, but every time you go to the Wither Skeleton farm, you put something in a flower pot, and then you just end up with this lovely decorated walkway of stuff. And also loads of Wither Skulls. Can't be bothered dealing with blazes right now, though. Blazes seem like a bit of a pain. So, let's set up the beacon somewhere over here. He got me. Also, what are regular skeletons doing spawning in the Nether? It's so annoying. How much time of the day do I play Minecraft? I mean, it varies from day to day. I've already put in probably 3 hours today, taking down a bunch of this. There will be a substantial portion of today's stuff done on stream, so like another 3-4 hours added to that. It's like the equivalent of a full-time job at this point. Where are we going to put this beacon that'll have the biggest range? Probably here? How can they even see from that far? Blazes just have absurd range. They're just monsters. The bow has power 4 on it. So beacon like there. Beacon here. And then 1, 2, start there, 3, 4. Okay, good. The other day I got a comment on a video asking if the beacon had to be like full or if it could be hollow on the inside. I was like, hollow on the inside seems a little bit cheap, doesn't it? Why does it always make the most sense to build a beacon from the top down as well? I always start doing that and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to place these blocks on the inside in this really annoying formation. Hey, Lucky Chimera. You like the way I make beacons? What, in the most awkward way possible? Yeah. Like, see, now I'm trapped. This is the worst. Wait a second. I think I've got this wrong, too. Haven't I? I think it's 1 block too far over that way. There we go. Yeah, you make them from the outside in. Wait, no, that is right. I've just built this part wrong. Ah! Get your pixel flip emotes ready. Am I destroying the fortress instead of slabbing it for help with the mob spawns? Yes. That's the idea. Because eventually I will have to destroy it all anyway. Yeah, eventually I'll have to destroy it all anyway, because eventually I'm going to make a slime block flying machine style one. There we go. Finally. So that's at 203,187. Can we do this? Well, we kind of did. I made a hole up there, so now I know where that is. 203,187. Stop shooting at me. At least beacons aren't circular, right? Right, in before lava falls on me. I've got potions for it just in case, but... Nope, we're good. Beacon powers, activate! Hello? Whoa, okay, it is sleeting outside.
It's healing. It's healing.
Is this bugged now? I thought if beacons had, like, direct access to bedrock ceiling, then they could actually activate. Can they not? I mean, this is built correctly and stuff. And it wouldn't matter if one corner was missing a block, because it would activate one tier of the beacon still. Might be bedrock, netherrack, bedrock at the top. Oh! You're right. There might that bedrock's probably not at the ceiling, is it? Cool. Let's that was a smooth move. I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if we can get to... Oh, this is going to be tricky. Pretty sure that is the block we need, yeah? Yeah. That's not the one, though, is it? Put TNT up there. Good idea. It's a very good idea. Whee! Oh, that's a concern. Where are we going to get TNT from? I don't have any on me right now. That was another option for clearing out the Nether Fortress, was just TNTing the whole thing, but I don't have enough. Going back to college now. See you later, Chippy. Thank you for hanging out, buddy. What's the pie chart on the debug screen? I don't know, some sort of resource chart thing. I never use it. It pops up if you hold Shift and F3, I think. Like this. Yeah. And it says, in really small font underneath it, it says Game Renderer, Display Update. It's got something for ticks. It says unspecified sound. So it's like how much of each resource is taking up a certain amount of processing power, I think. It's just a debug chart. Beds act like TNT. There you go. This looks frustrating. I have so much patience. This isn't frustrating. Frustrating was trying to build a circle on that other stream before. Needed to clear space within the boundaries of the beacon itself. No, because I built them down at like Y11 when I've been building beacon strip mines. I built them basically encased in stone, and they still work. You just got to have sky access, or in the case of the Nether, access to the bedrock and through the bedrock. I'm pretty sure I have some TNT stashed. If not in the farmhouse, then it might even be in my ender chest. It's a shame I don't have an ender chest with me in the Nether. But I think I have some in the redstone. Yeah, I do. I have like a stack of it in the redstone box. Cool. Let's take that. We'll have to bring something to activate it with. I mean, I've got a flint and steel. I could just light it. Throw out the mushrooms. There we go. Could just use a few beds, but the problem with beds is that you don't have time to get away. They explode instantly, and I don't really want to take the damage. I could just use beds on the Nether Fortress, I suppose, but again, it's a little bit dangerous, and I don't really fancy it. 100 bits from Darmoon, thank you. And thank you, Fev, for the 10 bits as well. Somebody in the chat says you could just remove the beacon and place it back again. We'll try that first, and then if it still isn't working, then it may just be the TNT. But now I've, like, reloaded the dimension. It's still not working. Maybe we replace the beacon. Nope, nothing. So it seems like we may have to go the explosive route. Dang it, get up there. That's not helping. Hey, we made it. So I'm going to place the TNT up here, light it, and then fly back down. And then the beacon should activate at that point, because that's right next to the block that potentially we need to clear. So, I even heard it. Hey, there we go. Thank you for your help, chat. That was very cool. That was very, very cool. So now we have beacon. And now we get to find out if Haste 2 actually works on Nether Brick. Nope. It does not. You lied to me. I trusted you and you lied to me. I have efficiency 5 on this pickaxe as well, so this is as efficient as it could be. But hey, we have a beacon in the Nether now. How about we put, let me get some other resource that I can put, like, resistance and regeneration on this, or strength or something, so that we can at least have the assistance of it while we work. Let's make lemonade from these lemons, shall we? Said Nether Rack. I'm pretty sure somebody said Nether Brick, but then, like, efficiency 5 without a beacon. Like, efficiency 3 works on Nether Rack. The Jukes. The Jukes, though. Chicken jockey. Go, go, chicken dinner. Let's pop through here and see if there's any resources. Villagers, lend me your emeralds. I have much beaconing to do. Don't think that guy's going to give me anything. Oh, I have coal. Do butchers trade coal, or is that just the blacksmiths? Oh, he's a leather worker anyway. Get out of here with your leather workings. Are you a blacksmith? You're a shepherd. Well, I don't have any wool on me either. That guy's... Is it the same leather worker? It's a different leather worker. Dr. Sommer83, hello, welcome. A different Dr. 83. Nope, looks like we're... Oh, there's a zombie pigman over there. I thought he was a villager. Just a villager with, like, a loincloth on. Mojang's updated the skins lately. Nope, looks like we are out of luck here, folks. If only I'd left an ender chest around somewhere. So let's go and find some other resources. A village with only leather workers, shepherds, and fishermen. Worst village ever. Quick elytra check? No, we're good. I guess I've been fighting like the blazes and stuff that pop up here. The occasional wither skeleton. So we should be fine. Ah! I'll tell you what happened there. My my right mouse button got stuck under my laptop on the right-hand side of me. I just ended up spamming fireworks for no reason. It's the thing, I always bring enough iron to make the beacon, but I never bring that extra iron ingot that you actually need to activate the effects. Is it different on PS4 than on Java? Yeah, there may be a couple of differences between console Bedrock and what can be insta-mined. That was the villager where Mendelssohn came from. Yeah, that was Mendelssohn's village. I should have some iron in here. Perfect. So yeah, if we're going to have the beacon here, then we may as well use it to our advantage, right? How did I build that big nether portal? We did that on... which episode was that? I guess it was the episode where I was expanding the nether hub, like last Friday. Pouring the remains of the tea. It was the circle episode, it was. Now we all know why circles in Minecraft are illegal. Swoosh. I really wish there was a fire resistance beacon effect at this point. Okay, so resistance or speed? Or strength. What should we go for, chat? Place your votes. I want regeneration to be part of it. Speed sounds like it'll get you in trouble. Good point. So resistance regeneration? Resistant regen? Jump boost. I'm not that into jump boost, to be honest. I think we'll go resistance and regen. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, and for that fleeting few seconds we have haste as well. Not that it matters. But yeah, having regen with all these blazes and wither skeletons around is going to be helpful, I think. Her chop. You guys obviously haven't heard what day it is. It's Choppin Tuesday. Jump boost is fun, if nothing else. It's fun, but it's, yeah, that's about all it is. It's not useful in very many ways. I think the only times it really comes in useful is if you built a ton of, like, fences nearby, because it allows you to jump half a block higher and get over fences, but that's really the only thing. And that's so circumstantial that I never bother with it. It's Choppin Tuesday. That's definitely going to be emote 4, is some sort of Choppin Tuesday reference. I feel like it has a lot of additional uses if we have an emote that just says, like, chop, and maybe has a picture of an axe. I think that's going to be emote number 4. Because then you can say chop chop, as in, like, hurry up, or you can, anytime I hit a mob, everyone can, like, drop chop emotes in the chat or something. I don't know, like, we'll workshop it, but I think it's got potential. It's like a big old axe. It doesn't have to be a Minecraft axe either. Like, I like steering the emotes away from things that are specifically Minecraft, or having like subtle Minecraft references to them, but not necessarily going all out for the Minecraft thing. Like, the space mug is uniquely me. The hype emote is uniquely me. The flip emote just has, like, a crafting table in it, and it's not even the focus of the picture. Could go meta and get an emote of Chopin. See, everyone makes the Chopin reference. I do kind of want an emote that's like a posh emote for when we make something fancy. Like if I do a build that's particularly fancy, or we're like, you know, showing stuff off, and have it be like my little avatar character, like me in the blue jumper, but with like a powdered wig on. Like a Louis XIV wig. Would just be really funny. And in Joel's style, if Joel ends up drawing that one, it would be ace. But that's probably one to save for if we get partnered and have tons of emote slots to fill, because right now I think it's going to be Choppin Tuesday, and I want one more that's going to be a little bit more universal, I think. Top hat and a monocle could also be an option, yes. Yeah, it's either top hat and a monocle, or it's like Renaissance French wig situation. Renaissance? Probably not Renaissance. Why am I destroying the fortress? Because I want to. Eventually I'm going to destroy the fortress anyway. Username checks out. And I could just cover all of these spaces with buttons or slabs or whatever and make them all unspawnable, but I kind of want to do things a little differently. And I also want a ton of nether brick. So this is sort of ideal, really. Being able to repurpose all this nether brick for future builds will be a lot of fun. It's not as effective, but you use an axe instead of a sword in Minecraft. Cool. I think it's fun to mix up the weapons a little bit, and axes are really not that bad as an alternative. Like, the only reason I use a sword is because it has looting, and I use looting for a bunch of stuff. But axes are pretty dope. They do way more damage. A Smite 5 axe will just one-shot a zombie pigman from a standing start. You don't even need to crit, which is very useful on occasion. That guy died on fire. Hello. Yeah, Tuxedo Cat, that was almost going to be the emote suffix for the pixel flip emote, but I thought it might get a little bit, like, off-brand for me in terms of the acronym standing for something with a swear in it. So we went with the table flip instead. A little bit more PG. Thought I hit the pig man with the pick. No, I'm good with that. I demonstrated in a previous stream that as long as you are holding down the left click button and you've been mining, it is impossible to hit a pig man with your pickaxe. So I can be pretty careful with that. Hey Taurus, not finished the Nether hub yet? No, not so much. Today we are working on other stuff. We're working on tearing down this Nether fortress so that I can build a custom with a skeleton farm out here in the lava lake. The other reason to tear down this fortress, actually, is because I'm not convinced that I've seen the entire inside of it. Like, occasionally some sneaky stuff will generate lower down that I don't even notice until I've removed half of the structure. Like, down here, there is this corridor that, yes, I must have seen from there, but I just thought it was part of the rest of the structure of the fortress. I'd never been in there. And so I think tearing it down is the only way to guarantee that there isn't some spawnable space inside somewhere that I've just missed. Like one little hollow section, for whatever reason, is still there. So that's part of my justification for it, I guess. Oh, good. You got a friend coming to join you as well. Seriously, why can I not hit the broadside of a ghast today? That's going to hit the pigman. Okay, that ghast's not even paying attention, so I'm not going to provoke it. I would leave the fire around just so it lights the nether up a little bit, but I'll just walk into it later and set myself on fire when it would be inconvenient to do so. I'm too used to fishing ghasts now. Hey, that went well. Like, I played it up in the episode to be like, oh, this took ages and stuff, but like it went a lot better than I expected it to. I fully expected that to take so long. And it was like an hour in the end, which I've already spent 3 hours on this. I'm fine spending an hour in the nether trying to catch ghasts with a fishing rod. It was entertaining. And just seeing a ghast in the overworld at all was just... Why am I not picking any of this up? Oh! That was a weird inventory glitch. Did you guys see that? I had nothing there for a while, and then it was just all there, suddenly. That was weird. Like, I've been picking up more than a stack of this, surely. Wow. I thought for a second that I was just about to, like, time out or something. I was like, why? This isn't a server. This is my world. But no, it turns out that was not the case at all. Had no idea fireworks did that. Yeah, no, this is the joy of Elytra. It's the wings that do it. These things. The fireworks just help you out. I already have 3 wither skeleton skulls from making this so far. I would be absolutely fine having like a bunch. I thought there were a couple of wither skeletons over there. Turns out they're endermen, so let's not look at those. Laughed so hard when you saw that you named the fishing rod Ghastbusters. Hey, I had the Sword of Omens before I died to that charged creeper, so I figure I've got to make more like 90s cartoon references. And I know that the Ghostbusters is not just a 90s cartoon, but that's the iteration of Ghostbusters I am most familiar with is the real Ghostbusters cartoon. And let's face it, ghast is just the word ghost with a different vowel. Speaking of which, hello, Ghost Hunter. Now having those iron blocks down there makes me think a ghast has like spawned in the fortress corridor. Thundercats was originally 80s. There you go. I saw reruns of it in the 90s. It's hard to imagine me watching Thundercats when I was like 3. So I think of it as a 90s cartoon. Thundercats was great. I haven't seen any of the new Thundercats Raw series because I don't have much time to like watch cartoons and animated stuff anymore, but I gather it's decent. I really wanted the proper, like, I say proper, like Thundercats Raw isn't proper, but you know what I mean, like the full-on, more realistic modeled anime-style remake of Thundercats to do really well. And it's kind of a shame that it got cancelled, but I feel like Thundercats Raw is a little bit more in the paradigm of what the cartoon style that appeals to people, like the Steven Universe kind of style of characters. And I have absolutely no problem with that if it does well. Tried to show the original movie to Junior Gamer, but he was scandalized that everyone smokes through it. It's so weird now seeing people smoking indoors in stuff. You know? Like, I mean, you can just about imagine it, like, in a modern show if it's, like, somebody's own house. Or they're, like, smoking out the window somewhere, perhaps. But, like, I don't know that many people who smoke now, but it's so weird still just seeing people smoking indoors in movies. It's really weird to me that you used to be able to somehow smoke on a plane. Like, there was a smoking area on planes. Like, what? That's just fascinating and bizarre to me. You quit 3 years ago? Good for you. Good for you. Well done for quitting, too, because I know it's a very difficult habit to kick. Tinfoil Chef is trying to quit smoking right now, and I hope it's going well for him, because he's had some very serious issues with, like, a bad cough and stuff recently, and I, obviously, seeing as he's part of the Hermitcraft cast, I want the guy to be healthy and well. Colpancher, how hard is it to fight blazes? You're about to go to the Nether on Java for the first time. It's okay if you've got a shield. Shields can block blaze fireballs. They cannot block wither skeletons attacking you from behind, though. So be aware of that. But yeah, like, see, if this guy fireballs me now... For a start, they're bad shots from a distance. They're kind of like stormtroopers. But if you have a shield... use it to block blaze fireballs, and then as soon as you can, make potions of fire resistance. Get yourself some blaze powder and some slime balls if you can't find a magma cube. And yeah, go back in with fire resistance, and you'll have a much better time if it's your first time on Java. I know blazes on Bedrock were awful for a while. They'd give you all kinds of weird status effects or insta-kill you and stuff. Fev trying to start a bit train. Colpancher with another 4 bits saying, hope you can get the fortress down. Thank you. The first week of quitting smoking is the hardest. Your first week was spent stuck in bed with bronchitis, so it was pretty easy. I mean, yeah, if you've got bronchitis to begin with, and I know a lot of people smoke because, like, they're dealing with stress and stuff, and illnesses can be stressful, but then if it's a breathing-related illness to begin with, then you're probably trying to hedge your bets a little at that point. My father-in-law is trying to quit too. And he has been smoking for a while, but he takes care of himself in other ways. Like, he has a an almost unhealthy obsession with cycling, but it's incredibly healthy obsession with cycling, actually, because he, when he went for his recent medical check, the doctor is like, it's really weird to hear that you smoke because your lungs are in pretty good condition, and it's just because of the amount of exercise he takes. The guy cycles like 50 miles a day. Still using the Founder's Forge shield? Yes, because what we're working with here is setting up a wither skeleton farm, and then I'll be able to get my skull and crossbones shield back. Thank you for the filling in the extra bit, Colpancher. Seriously, though, with the blazes, come on. All I want to do is take down your home. Why are you so angry at me? All I want to do is destroy all spawnable space for you. You love cycling? I really want to have, like, get back into cycling. I haven't been for a while because the weather over here is not the best for it during winter. But yeah, I need to get down the track. There is actually a velodrome style track, like an outdoor one, not like one of those indoor hippodrome type things that you see at the Olympics. But there is a velodrome in the park really close to my house. Like, it's about a 10-minute ride away, if that. How do you blaze-proof a place? You put down a ton of slabs and things. or you light everything up to a light level of 12. The thing about the Wither Skeleton farm is that it's not going to block it's not going to block blaze spawns. It's just going to prevent blazes from seeing you. Am I going to build a farm like Iskell? Not at first, no. This is going to be more like Tango's kind of early game with a skeleton farm, even though we're not necessarily in the early game anymore. Elkhorn keeping the bit train alive with 25. Thank you so much for the bits. And 5 from Fev as well. The train is real. No such thing as bad weather, it's the wrong clothing. Yeah, I prefer not to ride in the rain. Like, I ride a cross bike, and even then I'm kind of not too happy with slick roads. And riding through puddles and stuff. Just opened your teabag tin and it's empty. Oh no! Send some space tea to my mum, please. Quickly. Space tea is infinite. Cyclocross? Yeah. I don't ride cross, necessarily. I just own a cross bike. Because when I was commuting to work, I would ride along this path that goes along the Brighton seafront. And it got a little bit rough down there occasionally. There was, like, rocks everywhere, and it's all very gravelly. So a road bike didn't really make sense. But it was just the best way to ride to work. So instead of having a heavy mountain bike, my father-in-law, who, again, is a massive cycling nerd, recommended that I get a cross bike because it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's like a little bit more hard-wearing and rugged, but also has a slimline profile, is a lot lighter, and the difference was just mind-blowing. Like, I could cycle to work in half an hour instead of it was taking me like 45 minutes before, just because of how heavy the bike was. Could get so much more power out of the cross bike. It has better gearing as well, because it's not intended just for like getting up hills. Just what a mountain bike is really for. Mountains. Clue is in the name. I feel like everybody rides mountain bikes just because they're cheap, though, and which is fair enough. Like, I've rode that style of bike for the longest time, and it was comfortable, you know, having suspension and everything, having a big fat saddle for the thing. But yeah, like, cyclocross is not a discipline I'm particularly interested in, but I love the bike. Hardest part of winter cycling is the right gloves so your hands don't freeze. Yeah, totally. And I've got a bit of winter gear because there was a time when I had to get to work by bike. Like, one of the days of the week, it was basically the only way I could get to work because the buses didn't run early enough from my area, and I was working at 7 a.m. So, like, on a Sunday, I couldn't get to work at 7 on the bus because they didn't start until 8:30. So I would have to cycle one day, and during winter, that was hellish. But once I got slightly better gear, it was more bearable, you know? What Minecraft-related subreddits do I follow? Just the r/Minecraft one. I occasionally look in at Minecraft suggestions, but I'm not, like, too stuck on that. And then the Hermitcraft Reddit, I guess. I used to be big into Detailcraft. I used to post a lot of the stuff I would build with armor stands on Detailcraft, but I haven't been there for a while. Why am I collecting so much nether brick? The goal is not necessarily to collect the nether brick so much as it is to just take down the fortress. I'm trying to limit the amount of spawnable space for blazes and wither skeletons in this area, and eventually convert this whole thing into a massive, more automated farm. And yes, it is Choppin Tuesday, so we may as well chop. I don't really have many recommendations for Minecraft mod packs, aside from I really like Sky Factory 3, but that is a very resource-intensive mod pack because it's one of those kitchen sink type of things, but it's also very kind of well-curated, I find. But then I'm not much of a modded player. I feel like the packs I would recommend are the ones that have a little bit more of a like guidance for the player. Especially if you're not sure where to start, then it usually Usually helps if you're playing a mod pack that has like a quest line or at least an achievement book for you to follow. That's the stuff I find really helps me as somebody who's not into modded Minecraft at all. Is if I'm not familiar with the mods, at least the quest book will tell me how to get through the intended progression for most of them. Why don't I use TNT flying machines? Because then I wouldn't be able to speak to the chat, because I would be too busy trying to work out how TNT flying machines work. Boom. This sounds like Chamber of Secrets music, does it? We have to find the basilisk, though. I think I might do an episode about other client-side mods at some point, but considering this world is all in 1.13, and Forge has only just come out in beta for 1.13.2, it's not really possible to do too much vanilla modded stuff yet. I know vanilla modded is kind of a contradiction in terms, but like stuff like Optifine, you can just install straight into a 1.13 like install and it works fine. But then other mod makers have to rely on platforms like Forge, and I know there's a couple of lighter mod loaders for other mods, but I haven't really looked into how those work yet. It's not been my focus. Not really a team modded player. I'm a team player, not a team modded player. Add-ons can count as vanilla modded, kind of. Baron with a single bit, saying great job on the demolition, thank you. Yep. Doing my best over here. And there are all kinds of ways of doing this faster, more efficiently, better. We've tried the beacon, that didn't work. I think the amount of time it would take me to figure out how to do anything else, in that time I probably could have taken down half of it anyway, because, like, I don't know how TNT flying machines and TNT duplicators and stuff are even supposed to work. Even people who use them regularly, like Mumbo, he actively admits he doesn't know how they work. He just uses them because he's seen a tutorial to put them together. And I haven't even done that. Never used a TNT flying machine or a TNT duper in Minecraft before, because I've never taken on a project like this. And thankfully, it's looking like I won't even need to do that when I make a witch farm, because the witch hut that I've found, that I want to turn into our first ever, like, basic witch farm, is right next to an ocean biome, and there's, like, literally a swamp next to it, and probably some mountains that are close enough that they'd need to be spawn-proofed anyway, but depending on where you AFK, could actually make an AFK platform that the witch farm was, like, just on the edge of, and eliminate the mountains entirely. Thank you for the extra 5 bits, Cole Pancher. What's the best way to get mending books? I mean, best is relative. Like, if you want to get them quickly, do some AFK fishing. If you want to get them, like, over a long period of time and just have a reliable source of them, get a villager. And it's going to be a little bit easier to do that in 1.14 because you're going to be able to turn any villager into a librarian just by putting a lectern nearby and having it adopt that as its workstation. So librarians are going to be a lot easier to come by, and there's every chance that a single villager will have a whole bunch of good book trades. And if not, then you can just kind of try the next villager and see what they're like as a librarian, you know? But yeah, I was able to get a mending villager in this world relatively quickly and easily because he was just in a village that I found. But you can also get one through breeding villages. And breeding villages seems like it's going to be just as easy in the new update as it is in the current version. Just need to use beds instead of doors and move the villagers far enough away, from what I understand. Is this the real Pixorifs? No, I'm a fake Pixorifs. I was cloned in the 1990s by scientists. I broke out and eventually became a Twitch streamer. But unfortunately, I have half the life of the original Pixorifs, so enjoy me while you got me. Does it show you subbed? It doesn't, Arkbury, it doesn't. But thank you so much for subscribing. Twitch has been weird lately. Twitch has been apparently, like, just not showing some of that stuff when it happens. Like, that happened to a couple of people on the last stream. We've had a few people resub or sub today, but for whatever reason, like, new subs seem to be dropped every now and again. So I'm sorry about that, but thank you so much for subscribing. Enjoy your Pixel, Hype, Pixel, Flip, and Space Tea emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. And I appreciate the support. Caught the drops in midair like a champ. Will I use face cam in a video? Probably not for the survival guide, no. What I'm making is going to be a wither skeleton farm at some point. Right now I'm just chopping down all of the bricks of the Nether fortress to remove the spawnable space in the nearby area and to gather a ton of nether brick, because it's something easy to do on camera while I'm streaming and I can talk to people in the chat, like you. Hi! You alright there? You having a bad day? In before we attack all the pigmen here by mistake. There we go. Really wish you could bat the fireballs back at blazes as well. That would be kind of helpful. They ain't the same thing, though. Nice. Need a build team like Azuma. I feel like maybe once we get down to, like, if there's some areas with bridges that we need to clear, like these columns here, I might just load them up with TNT. We might end up clearing some of the netherrack with beds in the end. Oh my goodness. I always forget that I've got that set up. M. Nakano with the 777. Possibly Nakano, depending on how you want to pronounce that. Thank you so much for the generous donation of $7.77. Welcome to the stream. Have a good one. The message just says, hi. Hello to you. That was a jump scare for everybody in the chat. I need to come up with some Minecraft-specific donations, considering I don't play Final Fantasy on these streams all that much anymore. I say all that much, I mean ever. We haven't streamed Final Fantasy for, like, probably 6 weeks now. As you can tell from the fact that I have 150 people here. I don't know, Mr. Moneybags. I don't know if dropping an arrow on a pigman from a block works or not. Shall we try it? Let's try it with this chap here. He looks like a willing participant in this experiment. Oh, I guess it continued with the momentum it had, so that wasn't the best way to do that. Let's try that a different way. Okay, apparently it's just impossible to do this. No human being has ever done this before. I give up. Experiment inconclusive. Myth not busted. Do it downwards. Probably a good idea, really, isn't it? And of course he moves. Yep. Turns out they aggro on you. Which in the case of these guys over here means they probably just walk off that island. Later, dudes. Man, everyone's angry today. You guys mad? We're in the clear, chat. We're in the clear. It remembers you fight it when it works out death messages. Yeah. So that does make a lot of sense. Hey, Zaron, welcome along. Welcome along. Hey, look, we're the skeleton farm working real well already. Gentlemen, a word with one of you. Am I working on the hub? No, we are chopping down a Nether fortress today. It's going well so far. Give or take the occasional tussles with blazes. Do I ever make servers for fans? I have one for my patrons, but that's because patrons who support me, like, through Patreon, you can pledge money to support a creator every month, and that actually helps with the costs of running the server, because fan servers, subscriber servers, that kind of thing, they get pretty expensive. If you want to provide good enough server hardware for a ton of people to play on. Do beacons work in the Nether? They do. They need to have access to the bedrock ceiling, though. And as we discovered earlier on this stream, if there's a piece of netherrack above the bedrock that it's pointing at, then that will actually block it from reaching all the way up. But for the purposes of beacons, bedrock counts as a transparent block. It does not block sky access. Unfortunately, the haste effect does not let you speed mine nether brick. So we are chopping this thing down piece by piece. Haste 4 does, yes. Well, if you can figure out a way to give me haste 4 without commands, let me know. If you imagine if you added a potion of the Turtle Master, if you added like a fermented spider eye to that and it gave you haste 4. If you have a potion of leaping and then you drink a potion of the Turtle Master, does it become a potion of Hare and the Tortoise? How many monitors do I have? 3. It'd be great if you could theoretically speed mine nether brick with a conduit and a haste beacon, but you just can't place water in the nether, so it's not possible. Aesop's potions. Yes, exactly. That's actually a great name for an apothecary if we build one of those in Founder's Forge. I know we've just built a secret potions lab in the Swamp Town, but I think it'd be fun to have like a little apothecary type of thing there. The amount of people in the comments of that who are like, "Oh great, you have a secret underground meth lab now." I was like, guys, with the drug reference, really? Everyone's immediately got a Breaking Bad this thing. I'm just here making potion encyclopedia episodes here. A turtle is different to a turtle. It's like one is a reptile, one's an amphibian, right? Is it something like that? One of them is a land-dwelling reptile, one is a waterborne. And terrapins are something different, aren't they? There's all kinds of those shelled lads out there. Shellboy. Speaking of Shellboy, has anyone seen the new Hellboy trailer? Like, I was a little bit skeptical about that because I felt like, why do they need to make another Hellboy movie, especially after the Guillermo del Toro ones were so good? But it looks pretty dope. Like, yes, they're not using practical effects the way Del Toro does, but the scale of some of the stuff they're working on just looks real, like, neat and creepy. It's like Godzilla level size things that are attacking and whatnot. Like, I'm into it, to be honest. I'm into it. Hey, Smitty, I'm good. How are you? Also glad they went for the R rating. Yeah, I feel like they can maybe get away with a little bit more stuff with that. What am I making / mining all this nether brick for? I'm not making any of it. I'm mining it so that I can have it, and also so it clears out more of the space above this lava lake so that I can make a custom-built wither skeleton farm. Because eventually I want to turn this place into a spawn-proof automated super great with a skeleton farm. So I figure I may as well do a lot of the grind work to start with, and then make Tango's basic with a skeleton farm, and then eventually we can do a couple of project episodes where we upgrade it to something even fancier. And hopefully by then we have a fancy emote. How about the new Godzilla movie? I haven't seen any of the recent live-action Godzilla stuff. I haven't even seen Shin Godzilla, and I want to see that. I watched a couple of the anime Godzilla movies that they put out on Netflix recently, like the Polygon Pictures ones. And those are okay. Space Kitten finally have a day off work to catch a stream. Welcome along. Oh, we have wither skeletons here in the beacon room, apparently. Having a hard time getting past the beacon, though, which is kind of ideal, really. Why don't I just put a beacon in every corridor? Problem solved. Shrieken, you gotta go. No worries, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by the stream. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to catch you again soon. Iskal's farm is so cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of effort to put in. But I think once we get to the point where I can put in that much effort into one of these farm designs, then I feel like starting off with something manageable and then redesigning it into something epic is probably going to be the formula for Survival Guide. It's kind of what I wanted to do with the Blaze farm, really, is start off with something that I can understand and explain the mechanics, and then move on to the one that works more efficiently, but relies on like tricking Blaze AI that's a little bit more complex in terms of the explanation, if not the execution. One of these days you'll get your husband to watch a stream. Husbands are welcome in my chat. Partners of all kinds, always welcome. But I understand people are busy, they got stuff to do, places to be. Food to check in Paranor's case. Floor mat, first time you've actually caught the stream. Welcome along. Glad you could make it. Welcome to a preview of tomorrow's Minecraft Survival Guide episode, in which I take down an entire nether fortress just so I can make a fairly basic farm. Survival. This is how Survival Guide do. How did I think of the idea of the Minecraft Survival Guide? It's not, like, difficult to come up with the idea for Minecraft Survival Tutorial series. It just seemed like a perfect confluence of the type of content I was already making, all rolled up into one series. As for, like, the name of it, I just wanted something that would be simple and descriptive and easily searchable, but wasn't necessarily a series name that somebody else had already used. Because obviously Paul Saws Jr. already had How to Survive and Thrive, which is kind of a similar series in its execution and theme, from what I understand, but I really haven't seen that much of Paul Saws Jr.'s work, mainly because I didn't want to just straight up copy him. But yeah, I'd already been making build tutorials and various things like that, and I had several Let's Play series, both in multiplayer and a couple in single player. But I feel like what I do best, generally, is kind of develop this encyclopedic knowledge of whatever I'm into at the time, whether it's video games or something else, and I really enjoy explaining it to people. Not to be like a know-it-all nerd and, well, actually people all the time, but I feel like I get like a very satisfactory feeling. I get good vibes from helping people through whatever like game experience they're trying to have. And Survival Minecraft is such a deep thing that it was just always going to be a very long-lived series, you know? Teaching is enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Like, it's akin to just being like a teacher or a tutor. And Minecraft is just the thing I know the most about right now. Weirdly. And it's hard to quantify how much you know the most about, but yeah, I feel like I'm chock full of good Minecraft knowledge and needed an outlet for that. And the thing about YouTube is if you're a massive nerd for something, then you can guarantee that other massive nerds are going to find you. That's how this whole community exists, pretty much. And one of my favorite things, personally, is any kind of media, whether it's podcasts, videos, radio shows, that kind of thing, TV. where people just talk enthusiastically about the stuff they're passionate about. And that's what I try and make. It's what I try and make is a series where I'm clearly so into what I'm doing that the enthusiasm becomes a bit infectious and you learn something along the way. I'm not necessarily the most energetic presenter, but I like to think I can at least be sort of engaging for people. And I try and make the info as solid as I can. I don't know everything. I don't think I will ever know everything about this game, because there's so much... Yep, that was terrible. There's so much stuff that doesn't necessarily fit in with how I learn things. Like all of the maths that goes into spawning algorithms and calculating mob density and stuff like that. I'm not going to become an expert in that and be able to rattle figures off the top of my head, but I can explain things in an accessible way. I think that's the most important thing, really. Passionate as you am for stuff, you kind of come off sounding like Daria. There's just an inherent sarcasm to everything. And sometimes I still just get the information straight from the wiki, but it's putting it in your own words and demonstrating it in your own world that kind of catches people's eye, I think. It's one of those things where you're either a visual learner or you're somebody who can learn just by reading text, or you absorb stuff better if you like listen to an audiobook about it or whatever. You watch a stream. There are all different ways of learning, and I think personally the way I learn best is by watching stuff happen in front of me and having the explanation at the same time, so that there is an illustration of what's going on instead of just being told this is how it works, don't question it. And I try my best to keep active in the comments section as well, so if people have questions about whatever's just happened, then I can answer that, and there are fewer gaps in people's knowledge that way. Don't worry about my pickaxes, don't worry about my equipment, don't worry about the fact that I'm running out of rockets. I'm aware of all of this stuff. Do not worry. I may as well be the guy in Minecraft right now. That's how in tune with it I get. I'm a trained professional. I'm a self-taught professional. Nobody trained me. How do you switch pickaxes so fast? Fun fact. There is more of this stuff, by the way, in my... I forget which episode of Minecraft Survival Guide it is. It's quite an early one. It's called How to Control Minecraft Like a Pro, which is such a pretentious title, I know. But if you open up your inventory, you can use the number keys to switch items into that position of your hotbar. Like, I can switch that just by pressing the number 2. I can move an item from elsewhere in my inventory into that position in my hotbar and back. It's only possible to do that in the Java edition of the game, and I feel like that's something that's really missing from Bedrock Windows 10. Is the ability to do that stuff with the number keys. Because obviously Bedrock is designed with multiple platforms in mind. Mobile, console, you've got Xbox One and Switch, where they don't have access to that stuff. But I really think for the benefit of players with a keyboard, it would make a lot of sense to include that as a keyboard shortcut, because, man, that's useful. I saw Etho doing that one day in a video, and I scrolled down to his comment section to see if anybody else had asked how he was doing that. And, did I just aggro you? Oh, he's got a stone sword. Is he possessed by a wither skeleton? Is he actually a wither skeleton in disguise? I am confused. That's weird. Do the gold swords pacify pigmen? Because the rest of those guys don't care, but this guy, he's got a stone sword and he's coming at me. This is weird, guys. This is new to me. Whoa. I think he hit a little bit of a lag spike there. What is with this dude? Possessed! Hey Dan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. How are you? See if we can lure him into a pit. No, that's not happening. They're too smart. I do not get that. Why is that happening? That's creepy. This guy didn't like the YouTube video. Dealt with. I'm pretty sure that doesn't aggro him either, so... Yep, we're cool. Wow, that was strange. That was strange. Good thing we had the fishing rod on us, though. Somebody clip that. That was just the weirdest thing. Oh, gosh. T. McElrath with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for subscribing using Twitch Prime. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. Probably Herobrine again. Probably. I'm responsible for keeping you awake until you can go to bed at a reasonable time. Been burning the midnight oil, have we? Fair enough. I'll do my best, although I have been told that my streams are a little bit soporific on occasion. Word of the day, by the way, soporific means puts you to sleep. Minecraft ASMR. Yeah, that's what I've been told. I don't know. I don't understand the ASMR thing at all, so it's not something that affects me. If that guy in the background shoots me as well, I'm gonna be so mad. Somnambulist. Yes, sleepwalking. I love that term. It's such a fun-sounding word. Sounds like an archaic word. All right, when you're ready, in your own time. That's right. Yes, with a skull. Very cool. Or with a skeleton skull, rather. I always, forget to make the distinction between wither skeletons and wither bosses and just the wither, you know? I always shorthand refer to these guys as withers because I never encounter a wither boss all that frequently. I don't tend to worry about them too often. Thank you, Paranor, for the clip. I was just more concerned about, why that guy was coming at me with a stone sword. That was just the weirdest moment. And he didn't even hit me that hard either because... I don't know, I guess the stone sword isn't going to do that much damage, but... the base melee damage of a zombie pigman is usually pretty tough. Boar666, really love the Survival Guide series. Thought I was pretty good at the game, but you learn something new every episode. Good work, keep it up. Thank you, I will. It's always really great to hear from people who are, you know, Minecraft veterans and been around for a while, but they're still learning something new. If they've, fallen off of the recent updates, they haven't kind of kept up with stuff. I'm really happy to be the person providing that knowledge. Loving the new HUD. Thanks. Yeah, I worked on that a little bit. I hope it's not too intrusive to people, but I think it's not had any complaints for a little while, so. Gold swords pacify them, but stone makes them mad. Why do I have stone, but everyone else has gold? I like that. Zombie pigmen are secretly bling-bling hunters. I mean, they're carrying enough gold to begin with. Some sort of lore explanation for why gold is the thing that keeps them neutral. They've just been paid off, basically. That'd be something really neat if you could, like, throw money, effectively. You throw gold nuggets to zombie pigmen, and that, like, bribes them to stop aggroing on you. Kind of giving them a bit more credit than they're worth, I think, but still. The nuggets are their gold teeth. Zombie pigmen pirates. Hello, Astro Jake. Hope you're still listening in, at least. You're not missing much visually anyway. We're just taking down this nether fortress, chatting as we go. If you had a gold sword, would you risk damaging it by whacking some random with it? This is true. You want to keep those things shiny. Keep them polished. Bribing other mobs. We're getting into Final Fantasy X tactics again, aren't we? Like, bribing the monsters that turn up. Kind of want to TNT that. Trivia question for the folks in the chat. What does TNT stand for? Answers on a postcard, please. Using bribe in Final Fantasy X was always fun to do. Yeah, I had a bit of fun with it. While I was playing a little bit more off-camera, trying to get the items from those Marlboros. There you go. Points to the silver dude for a correct answer. Trinitrotoluene. Try not touching. There you go. I think I need more chests at this stage, or at least some shulker boxes to take this stuff back to the overworld. What have I got in here? Mostly netherrack. And one fire resistance potion. Useful. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also a very good answer. I like the use of Teenage Mutant as one word. Trinidad and Tobago. Well done. Well done. Tea and toast. Yeah. It's the N from fish and chips. What's the episode of Red Dwarf where he gets a chips and curry sauce sandwich or something from, like, Luigi's Fish n Chip Emporium? So we can't skip the rain yet. Let's grab some more fireworks. Told you I was on top of it. And we'll get some... Do we have some spare chests in here still? Oh, we do. We've got 10 of those. Good. Okay, Talismancer, I'm not going to read that, but good. Imagine trying to say that 10 times fast on a stream. It's a state of the art, Sani. It's the state of the floor I'm worried about. Man, the writing on some of those episodes was so good. Poor dogs need a house. They're fine. They're chilling. Throw them some beef steak every now and again. There is the voice of Hermitcraft. Where? Not the voice of Hermitcraft. I'm only the voice of the recap. I feel like Hermitcraft has 21 voices. Jay Harris is kind of maybe back. Kind of maybe. Alright, folks. We've been live for about 2 hours now. We have taken down a considerable chunk of this nether fortress. And I think I'm going to take a very short break. After I've hit my head on the ceiling there, apparently. We'll start at this corner. As far away from the blazes as possible. And despite the fact that the fire around here is animated, the game is paused. So don't worry. Not going to worry about boxing myself in or anything, but this is a single-player world, so you can actually pause the game. I will be back in a few minutes' time. Just going to run to the bathroom. Don't go anywhere. We will resume the stream shortly. Hello. Welcome back. Oh, Haunt Muskie is playing. Oh, no, not Haunt Muskie, Tazwell. On C418's website, he actually has a really nice breakdown of the tracks in each of the Minecraft Volume Alpha and Beta soundtracks and what each one kind of like means to him or like what inspired them and stuff. Some really interesting stuff. Apparently Haunt Muskie is just an anagram of Hatsune Miku. I learned that the other day. That was pretty fun. Anyway, let's get back into it. For anybody who's immediately going to ask, I have some crunchy M&Ms today. The ones with the little like Kit Kat style wafer inside, they're real nice. Forgotten Picture asking if I am the Hermitcraft recap guy. I am the Hermitcraft recap guy. One of the two Hermitcraft recap guys. I'm the one you've heard more than the other one. Hello, Drats. M&Ms are yummy. They are. On account of being made of chocolate. Dynide, hello Pixar, some chat. First time you get to watch live. Been enjoying my Minecraft videos a lot lately. Well, here is more of it in live form. Spoilers for tomorrow's episode. But thank you so much. Glad you're enjoying the episodes. When are we going to start chopping? What do you think I'm doing right now? We're chopping lots of nether brick today. Zloy deserves more attention. Zloy does deserve more attention. I think the truly Bedrock server just needs to have a lot more people watching it. Assume you're working on overhauling the gold farm. Close. Today we're working on wither skeletons. The plan is to remove a substantial portion of this nether fortress, build a big spawning platform over the lava lake over there, and then start with a basic wither skeleton farm and later upgrade it into a beastly one. Thought it applied to trees. It started off applying to trees, but lately we've realized that chopping is an activity that is material agnostic and tool agnostic as well. It can apply to a variety of genres of chopping. On occasion, we've even chopped some mobs with a sword. If I could judo chop, then I would. Am I ever going to join Hermitcraft? I don't know. Because you have to be invited to join Hermitcraft, so that's not really up to me to decide. Nembon's one is good. Of course it is. Nembon designed it. I love having zombie pigmen, literal meat shields. If I was invited, would I join? I don't know. I have not really given enough thought to that question yet. And I don't really see the point in thinking about it until I say until, like I'm actually expecting it to happen. Like, if I was invited to join, then I would consider it, but unless I've been invited to join, I don't really see the point in thinking about it. check all the pigmen's swords from now on. Would I let Zloy do the recap? Zloy lets me do the recap. Zloy is very much in charge of that channel, for those of you guys who aren't aware. And the main reason I voice it is because when we started, he wasn't super confident in his, like, spoken English being the right sort of thing to present. And on the occasions where he has presented it in the past, people aren't, like, as keen on it. And that's not necessarily because Zloy's delivery is bad. It's just because people find accents that they are unfamiliar with kind of difficult to handle sometimes. And because they got so used to me presenting it, they're like, where's the usual guy? And why is this guy's voice different? And yeah, it's only his third language. So, like, cut the guy some slack. He does an amazing job. He's a funnier writer in English and a funnier English speaker, to be honest. He makes better jokes in English than most of the people I know who speak English natively. He's an incredibly funny dude. And I was glad to see that the the Hermitcraft quiz video where I say we, it was entirely Zloy. Like, I had basically nothing to do with that except he tested the questions out on me once, and gave some of the rough cuts of the video to me for, like, quality control purposes. But aside from that, I had nothing to do with the 1.14 quiz video. That was all him. And he was presenting that because he did all of the on-call sort of interviews. And, like, I'm glad that that was well received and that nobody was like, why didn't Pixel Riffs voice this? Because, you know, I don't have to be involved in absolutely everything the recap does. In fact, I shouldn't be a lot of the time. Did I come up with the spawn chunks joke? In this week's recap? No, that was actually him. And yeah, spamming the comments of people that you, like, people from Hermitcraft asking somebody to join a server is absolutely not the way to go. Brigading is not a strategy that anybody likes. Apparently there are just blazes all over the place here. It's almost like we're in the Nether. Did Hermitcraft recap tags stop? Yeah, after the war ended. After the prank war ended, we figured it was probably time to let that one go. And considering people had been asking about tag, and it was quite clear that Hermitcraft's own tag game wasn't coming back, we thought, yeah, probably time to leave ours behind as well. Hermits are burning out on invite username to Hermitcraft. I'm pretty sure the Hermits are burning out on just anybody asking them to do something over and over again. I'm pretty sure they didn't appreciate that approach to begin with. It only happened with Grian because he has, like, a huge amount of subscribers and, like, that injection of community into the existing Hermitcraft community has been good for them. Also, he was good friends with Mumbo, and there's no reason not to invite a creator like Grian. But it's really just a matter of everybody agreeing to it. And here's the thing, if all of the hermits like somebody, and then there is clearly demand for them on the server, then they can give it more thought, but they would give it the thought regardless of whether or not people spammed their comments or not, you know? I can't speak for Hermitcraft either, so don't take any of this as gospel, but it's the same with Decidedly Vanilla. If there's some kind of, like, campaign to get somebody on the server, that's almost more irritating than anything else. I don't have a direct plan for all of these blocks yet. It's getting rid of them that's the main deal at this point. But I imagine we'll probably do a fair amount of building with nether brick in the foreseeable future. And it also means that any netherrack I smelt, I can turn it into red nether brick, instead of having to convert it into this type of nether brick. That's a point, actually. We need to get a nether warp farm on the go in a future episode. That might be the end of this week. Still haven't quite got the hang of these chests. It's been how long now? May as well block those up as well. These ones in the middle I want access to because that's where I keep the good stuff, but yeah. Wonder how the Hermits found Iskall. He was playing on the Kingdomcraft server with, you know, Python GB. I'm pretty sure Wells Knight was part of that server as well. Stress Monster, Rendog. Like, all of those guys played on a server together before. It was like a building community. They all kind of came from the same group. There you go, Elkhorn knows. Any Hermitcraft historians will probably have heard of Kingdomcraft. It's also where Wells got the name Kingdoms. Yeah, and I feel like elements of that server have been brought forward into some of the current ideas that are out there in Hermitcraft Season 6 because of the different districts and everything kind of feeding in like the kingdoms. There being kind of themes for each area and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's a Kingdomcraft idea originally. I mean, not originally, but it's one of those things that it's like, it's such a basic idea on paper, but maybe Kingdomcraft were the most prominent example of doing something like that and it working. I mean, right before Season 6 of Hermitcraft started, didn't Wells Knight post a thing saying, like, I've been thinking about Kingdomcraft a lot lately? And everyone was like, okay, so Hermitcraft 6 is going to have different kingdoms then. Definitely going to need a new shield soon. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the Concorp movie set area is just an extension of like Concorp land in general. They've expanded the shopping district as well. Like, there's so much stuff that has probably changed from their original plan, but then it's not all that often that you make plans creatively and then stick to them 100%. Like, part of having creative freedom is about just switching things up as you go, finding out what people want to see, what makes the most sense for the storylines. You're improvising a lot of it at the time. You wonder if there's going to be a Hermitcraft Season 7. I'm sure it will happen eventually. It's not going to happen for 1.14, but I expect when the update after 1.14 comes around, they will probably have a reset around then. I'm glad they're not resetting for 1.14 either. It feels like this world still has a lot going for it, and 1.14 isn't really changing a huge amount about the mechanics of Minecraft and the world generation and stuff. There aren't major incompatibilities with the current world the way there was between 1.12 and 1.13, like not being able to have a customized world anymore. Am I going to put a Sunday stream on VODs? I will, yeah. I'm just a little bit behind on that stuff right now. I think I uploaded both Tuesdays and Thursdays stream on Friday, and then, yeah, for whatever reason, it's just slipped my mind to do that lately. All I need to do is go into my Twitch dashboard and click export, but in the meantime, yeah. Hey, Yasin, welcome back. How many hermits have dropped off playing from the beginning of the season? Oh, 3 or 4, maybe? I know XB Crafted was only streaming at the start of the season, and he streams a ton of other stuff. Biffa hasn't been on Hermitcraft for a while. Jessassin hasn't played on Hermitcraft for a while. I think that's it. I feel like some people have taken an extended break from Hermitcraft, but might plan on being back at some point. Like Wells Knight is an example of that. He likes to take long breaks to kind of recharge his vanilla Minecraft brain. And so he's on... is it Hermits Reloaded? The new Hermitcraft FTB server? The modded stuff? He's been playing a lot of Pixelmon as well. Stuff like that works for some people. Like, you just need a break from vanilla. Makes perfect sense. I guess Tango, yeah, as well. Tango's been working so hard on his villager mod. Dynid has subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million, and I appreciate the support. Let's see those space cups in the chat. There they are. I would raise my cup of tea to you if I had one, but I'm drinking a glass of water instead. There'll be renewed interest when they update to 1.14. Yeah, I expect some of the people who've lapsed might dip their heads in at that point. I don't know about Jessassin. I'm pretty sure he's done with vanilla in general. Like, from the tone of what he said on Twitter, it was mainly like, I can't... Like, I look at vanilla Minecraft's login screen now and I'm like, no, I can't do this to myself. And that's understandable. You burn out on games. It happens. I don't judge the guy. And yeah, technical people are going to have to redesign all their farms, village-related stuff. And that's going to be fun. I genuinely think it's going to be an interesting time. I was kind of looking forward to water physics changing dramatically, which it turned out that they didn't, but I think it's... I mean, they've changed in some ways, like waterlogging is possible now. Sure, that changes a few things. But there was this time when it felt like the community was like, okay, all of our farms are going to break, but that means we can try and design some new farms, so maybe that's a good thing? Question mark? And the villager thing is that, but more real. Because it's very clear that Mojang is sticking to their guns on the mechanics. Hey, Crossy, what's up, buddy? Welcome to Choppin Tuesday, where we are chopping a whole bunch of this Nether fortress today. Mine and Joel's response to the tech community backlash was, it's disruptive, but tech people are supposed to thrive on finding new ways to do stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's the deal. Like, I understand that everyone is worried about, like, the legacy of iron farms is, you know, being flushed down the toilet. And it's like, yeah, but those iron farms still existed for a super long time, and they were great. Now we're going to find the new jam, and it seems like Mojang is still working on exactly how iron farming is going to function and how to make those mechanics a little bit more optimized without lagging out the server with 100 villagers. I feel like introducing the zombie panic thing for iron golem farms, while not a very, like, it's a flawed system, but is a step in the right direction in terms of the way they're thinking about stuff. They're actually trying to introduce ways to make things easier for the iron farmers out there. And whether or not that works, we'll see. Yeah, no problem, Crossy. It was fun. It's fun that your reaction to that is probably the best reaction I've had from a raid, just because the people that I raid are either used to it or they are already like big enough streamers that it's happened to them before. But it seemed like that was the first time it had happened to you. So, yeah, sorry for shaking you up a little bit there, but you seem to roll with it. Best of luck and everything. Bullets and blocks. Yes, I've made a gunpowder farm on the decidedly vanilla server. And I plan to do it in this series eventually as well. But right now my general mob farm is producing enough gunpowder that it's not an urgent problem. I can see how gunpowder farms would be really useful if you're trying to produce a ton of TNT, or if you're on a server where everybody needs fireworks and you want to sell them. But for a single-player world, my hot air balloon, the mob farm that I've made, is, like, it's enough. It's more than enough. I AFK at that thing for half a day, I've got enough gunpowder to last me a couple of months. Like, it's not a big deal. But eventually, yes, just for the purposes of covering it for the survival guide, I will make a gunpowder farm at some point. We have a command in here. We have the plan, which tells people when they ask that the plan is to do something eventually. Like, if there is a project you can suggest that can be done in a survival world, we will probably do it eventually. Hey, Amps, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. What are we doing today? All the things, exactly. When are we not doing all the things with this series? We've had like 170 viewers in here, basically most of this stream. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. When we've already done the things, we find new things to do. That's the best thing about Minecraft. Everything takes so long to put together in the first place that by the time you've done all the things, there have been like 7 new updates. And those new updates give you new things to do. Like when 1.14 actually comes out... Ouch. Took that fireball directly on the chin. When 1.14 eventually comes out, so many of my videos are going to be like, right, what does this new feature do? How do iron farms work now? What can we do with villagers that we couldn't do before? Like, how do we make a trading hall that operates where the villagers run into their trading cells when you ring the bell? That's the main thing I want to try out in the snapshots now. Now they've got that bell behavior, is to try and get a system whereby all of the trading cells just have doors and the villagers run to the doors when you ring the bell. So that way you ring a bell and it's like, come to trade. It's like ringing the bell for the trading to open at the stock exchange, you know? Crossy wanted some tips about how to bring viewers into your stream. Just be consistent with it. Set a schedule, stick to the schedule. And if you've got a following anywhere else, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, like, promote your streams there. Let people know when you're streaming. Post an Instagram story, post a YouTube community page, notice. And, yeah, just stay consistent is the main thing. Like, I've set a schedule here where I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at a reliable time. I let people know if that changes on Twitter, but for the most part, you just stick to it, and then people will turn up regularly. And don't get discouraged if the numbers start small, because everybody starts small. Also, get some people like Paranor who will actively write commands in the chat, because Nightbot can only do them on a timer of, like, every 30 minutes or whatever. I really wish they would change that about Nightbot. I imagine it's probably quite difficult to program, but if you had something to say like, this command goes off on the 40th minute of the hour instead of every 40 minutes, because then so many of your commands end up like colliding with each other, and if you set them on timers, then Nightbot starts spamming every now and again, and it just gets a little irritating. That's why I always set the timers on Nightbot to be like prime numbers and stuff, just like 37 minutes or something, just to kind of try and sync it a little differently. You say that's not hard to program, Mecham, but like, I understood nothing of what you just said. So it's maybe simple for you because you understand how some of that stuff works. It is not for me. And I don't need it to be because I have mods who just keep posting commands every now and again. Or when it is relevant to the discussion, which is something that Nightbot can't do. Is it hailing my end too? It hailed about half an hour ago. You spent 3 hours making a quad spider farm. Nice. Enjoy your string. And presumably XP, although string though. Well, it's a good thing we have Elytra and fireworks, eh? Normal skeletons, though. Why? Why are you here? Well, you're not there anymore, but why, though? Get wrecked. What kind of keyboard do I have? It's a Logitech one. It's like a G513 or something, I think. It's the one that's only got red LEDs, not like rainbow multicolor programmable ones. Body slamming them off the fortress is more fun than shooting them. It is, it's true. He did it to me, I'll do it to him. And this keyboard isn't necessarily the quietest thing in the world. If I actually start typing on it, it's pretty loud. But for gaming, where you're just like subtly moving your fingers around a little bit, the switches are relatively quiet. So I'm fine with it. When I'm typing up stuff, like notes for the Hermitcraft recap or the spawn chunks or something, it gets very like clackety-clack. But I'm cool with it. Hard difficulty upgrade mobs that pick up Elytra can use them. Looking forward to just getting like aerial sniped by some ridiculous skeletons. Also looking forward to seeing how Mojang programs that, considering that the flying mobs already in the game are notoriously derpy. Blaze is wearing Elytra. Just zooming around at the speed of sound. Bats using fireworks. Oh man, giving a bat some Elytra. That's the dream right there. That right there is the dream. Flying zombie pigman with stone swords. My nemesis! Come to life. Imagine bats with wings. Rocket-propelled bats, though. Now there's a comic idea. Elder Guardians flying around. Absolutely. It's like the flying squids that happened in previous updates. I feel like flying squids were like originally a beta thing, weren't they? They just kind of drift up out of the rivers because they hadn't quite programmed it to the extent where they understood where the water was. Do I not use any texture packs? No. The whole point of this series is to be a survival series that anybody can look at what's going on and immediately recognize the blocks and everything. The problem I have with a lot of texture packs is that they alter the blocks so that you don't know what everything is at an immediate glance. So people who have black nether brick, for example, which is really not that big of a change. But if somebody came into Minecraft Survival Guides not realizing, like, that black nether brick wasn't a thing, then they could spend an entire frustrating afternoon trying to work out how to, like, craft black nether brick, and it turns out it's just a texture pack. I want to avoid that level of, like, confusion and frustration for people who come into my series, and that's specifically with YouTube in mind. Like, on streams it wouldn't matter as much, because I could answer the question immediately. But, yeah. I feel like players who don't have access to the same texture packs and so forth might just get a little bit frustrated with it. So my goal with this series has always been, like, show the experience of default, vanilla, out-of-the-box Minecraft, give or take, having Optifine so I can zoom in on stuff for tutorial purposes. The occasional shader usage is a thing too, but even then I keep the vanilla texture pack. And to be fair, as far as Bedrock is concerned at least, they are supposed to be bringing some kind of shader pack style thing to Bedrock at some point called the Super Duper Graphics Pack. But that's obviously been a little bit of a difficult thing for them to implement, not least because a lot of Bedrock players might have old hardware, like they might still be playing Minecraft on an iPad 2, and implementing shader support that makes sense for those people is probably easier said than done. Having heard some recent, like, dev updates about that, they said, yeah, it was probably not a great idea to promise that to players when it's become a little bit more of a difficult technical operation than we at first thought. Am I not using Haste 2? No, Haste 2 does not let you insta-mine nether brick. At least not on Java Edition. It might do on other ones, but not on Java. I have the beacon set up because somebody recommended Haste 2, and I figured I would give it a try, but right now the beacon is giving me resistance and regen. Just in case I get fireballed by blazes every now and again. Do I have an endearment farm in this world? You mean an Enderman farm, I assume? That's autocorrect messing with you. It doesn't speed it up at all. I mean, it probably speeds it up to a marginally faster break time for the block, but it's not like insta-mining with stone. I feel like the effect is negligible at that point. But I don't have an Enderman farm yet to answer that question. I will probably build one at some point soon, but considering this is meant to be a wither skeleton farm, I still have a little bit of catching up to do as far as the specific mob farms go. Well, that was one way of resolving that. It'd be great if beacons could output a mending effect. I'm not sure how that would even work. Like if you just walk into the radius of something and it repairs everything for you, it would kind of invalidate all of the work people put into making their tools mending in the first place. Look at this guy. Golden sentry on the walls. A beacon with a wither effect. Wasn't it that, what's that furnace in Sky Factory that if you don't power it a certain way, it gives everything in the surrounding area wither? Is it a furnace or some sort of crafting block? I forget what it is, but like, yeah, there's some sort of like technical mod that adds a block that does that. With a beacon data pack. Thank you. Oh, hello. Get out of the way, please. In before I hit a pigman. One that doesn't have a stone sword. Tomorrow's your first day of new school. Good luck at new school, Ken. Hope it goes well. What software do I use to record? Marilis Action. And I stream using Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to set off 3 rockets to celebrate that decision, I guess. Gonna make happy little trees out of these weird misclicks. Would it give wither to the wither? Oh, turnabout is fair play. I like your thinking. A block break in Blues Day is when we put C6 Steve on or something. Some Howlin' Wolf. Just gonna despawn those blazes. And we're back. I missed him. I was gonna hit him with a chicken. Should have made a new shield. I plan to once we have a few more wither skeleton skulls. Which should not be a problem after this. You can't reflect blaze projectiles. You can block them with a shield. This guy's just not paying any attention. How many iron blocks does it take to make a beacon full power? 164. Which is a pretty easy number to remember when you just think of it as like 100 and then a stack. But the fact that we've got mending armor so we don't ever have to worry about the armor running out of durability. Does that include the activating ingot? No, which is why I always forget it. Off to the chippy. Sounds good, Mr. Badger Seth. I'll have a battered sausage, please. How'd I make that awesome looking shield? The shield is not is not great. You add a banner to a shield, basically, and then it ruins your banner pattern. I say ruins. It's probably a little uncharitable of me, but I really do wish they would just add a border to banner patterns instead of shrinking them to fit 14 by 14 pixels, or whatever. It's not 14 by 14. What would it be? 14 by 30. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because, like, a banner is 16 by 32. But then they try and keep the same design, but shrink it to fit the area of the shield. And that 1 pixel border around the outside ruins it. Curry sauce on mushy peas. As long as there's ketchup, I don't mind. You've been playing a lot of Minecraft when you start referring to any group of 64 things as a stack. It me, IRL. It was really fun when we hit 64 patrons on my Minecraft podcast, and we were like, hey, we've got a full stack now. with a skeleton looking majestic. And then looking a bit dead. I mean, they look a bit dead to begin with. Is that a... Oh, no. I thought for a second we had another skull. I was about to celebrate. By letting off 3 more fireworks at random. Or controversially, gravy. Probably not for the battered sausage. Watching mobs go sailing off of cliffs, as LoyXP pointed out to me recently, is still just a really funny and satisfying thing. How many skulls so far? 4, but collecting skulls is not the purpose of this stream. The purpose of this stream is just to take the fortress down. How did I get the banner I put on the shield? I made it in an episode about crafting custom banners, which you can find on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/pixelriffs. It's made using a wither skeleton skull, hence the need for this farm. Where am I from? South coast of the UK. For some reason, watching me just mine nether brick is extremely satisfying. It's kind of the same appeal of games like Katamari. If anyone's ever played Katamari or knows what that is. It's a game where you have a ball and you just roll up household objects. And it's basically like you're tidying up a mess. I feel like that's kind of what this is. You're just starting with something big and reducing it down to, like, nothing left. And there's just something kind of oddly satisfying about that. In an r/oddly satisfying kind of way. It's chill, it's therapeutic, it's relatively peaceful. Except when Endermen come after me with... Not Endermen, pigmen come after me with stone swords. Like, I want to test this again, right? See if one of these lads will pick this up. See, he's not attacking me. Why did that one attack me? What was going on with that pigman in particular who was having a bad day? Confusing. Everyone else uses wither skulls to get nether stars. Yeah, I already had 3 beacons by the time I made the banner pattern, so I figured I may as well use 1 skull for this. That one pigman, though, I don't know what his deal was. After this, I should build something huge with nether brick. I'll just rebuild the nether fortress in exactly the same place, but, like, rotated 90 degrees. Make a Joe Hill's building from the war. Forward operating Parthenon or whatever it was. build the entire nether fortress 1 block over. It wasn't in the right place. Norna, so glad you caught a live stream while it was actually live. Congrats! You're here. This is where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean blaze fireballs. And occasional witherings. Darn you. I was just about to deliver a decisive blow with a sword, and you had to do it. He spawned with that sword and was instantly mad it wasn't gold. That seems to be what happened. As far as I can tell. Dude just came for me. Actually pronounced your name correctly. Well, thanks. I'm glad I managed to get that one right. He saw my diamond stuff and wanted it. He's like, I could be the king pig man. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I had actually legitimately hit him, then other pigman would have been aggroed, and other pigman was not aggroed. Wither skeleton, on the other hand, always aggroed. Wow, there's a rainbow literally right outside. That's pretty cool. that's landing in the middle of the road over there. There.
I know, I literally didn't know it was coming.
Looks cool, right?
Yeah, like I went out the front to see it. It's super dark right over there. There's no light over here.
Everyone's like, flip the webcam and show us. I'm like, what outside would end up being chroma keyed if I showed you the outside? There's so much green stuff out there. You wouldn't be able to see like a fraction of the rainbow because it'd be chroma keyed. An attempt was made. Oh, it is hailing as well.
It's so cold. Let me go out the front, and then I'll try and show a picture of the webcam.
An attempt is being made. Pretty intense rainbow as well. Yeah, the rainbow is the space mug. Wow, so intense, etc. I can't really see it from here.
You can't, there's a tiny bit. It's really, the second rainbow's really, really faint.
It's like a faint bit.
I mean, you can't see it over there. I think it's just the clouds are on that side.
Mm-hmm. Did you manage to get a picture of it?
A little bit.
Watching the Pixel stream while playing Minecraft and watching one of my tutorials at the same time. That's like triple wielding. We have IRL beacon beam now. It's a weird arch-shaped beacon beam, but yeah. I'm just laughing at the fact that you're like shuffling in and out of my office trying to get a picture of this rainbow. It's just cute. Oh, skeleton aggro's Blaze. Battle of the century commences. Blaze gets sniper duel achievement because they can literally shoot you from across the map. Also, there's a wither skeleton behind me. Why did no one tell me there was a wither skeleton behind me? You. Back. No. bad. Yay for regen beacons, though. I can't hear what you're saying, lovey. Road to level 100 battling mobs in the Nether. Boy, that's going to take a while. Be like that Python GB stream where he was trying to get quartz. 100 levels, just mining quartz ore. What do I mean with cheerleader up in the right-hand corner? It's whoever has cheered the most bits on a recent stream. So it should say, yeah, my mum plays right now. It's too small on my screen. I can't really see it. Quartz is OP for XP, though. Yeah, it's true.
Barely see the double.
Sort of see it.
The double was brighter before, but then it became.
Oh, wow. That's a good picture.
Got there a little bit.
That looks like a... For some reason, I'm getting a vibe that looks like a picture that an estate agent would take to advertise a house. But I don't know.
Should I try and put it on the screen?
I mean, yeah, see if you can show it to the webcam.
No. Does it need to be brighter or less bright?
I mean, brighter is probably better. It'll adjust the balance. The webcam works pretty well in low light, but it's still, like, probably better if you do that. I might be able to take off the green screen effect if that helps, but I don't know if it will. It's keyed into a pretty specific color, too. Like, there's a reason the green screen is, like, that bright.
You can kind of see it there, the double.
Uh-huh.
They got darker.
Hold it there for a minute or two so the image can stabilize.
Center it on the thing.
There's a rainbow in there somewhere, chat. Believe it or not. Wait a second. Let me pause here and see if I can switch to. I'll switch to that
That's
one.
the other side of the house.
There you go. Rainbow. You can pretty much see that.
Kind of, yeah. And it was going basically along the side of our house. It doesn't have any windows on it, so I had to go back and forth between the front and back, basically.
There's people in the chat being like, I see it. I see the rainbow.
I see it! Yeah. There was a little bit of a double rainbow at one point, but it was only like half formed. It was very faint. It's gone now, as far as I can tell.
There you go, chat. Let's have some Kappa prides in the chat.
Yeah, it's gone now. But it's because it was like hailing and raining and like sunny. There's a lot. Ooh, the clouds in the distance is really cool.
Gotta love Rayleigh scattering. Who's she? It's a dumb joke and I apologize. Just messing with you, Paranor.
Pretty the clouds are over there.
Yeah.
So dramatic.
Yeah, it's been so changeable today. Like, it started out really dull and it's got kind of bright.
It's been extra springtimey.
It has. It's that springtime deal right now. Which iPhone is it? It's the 6. I think it's 6S.
6S.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The last one with an actual headphone jack. GG Apple. Can Gas destroy the beacon? I'm pretty sure the beacon is very blast resistant. It takes so long to mine it. And I think iron blocks are roughly the same. But I'm pretty sure Ghasts wouldn't get a hit on it anyway. I'd be defending it too well. Once again with the hubris. In before Ghasts destroy everything I know and love. Having an iPhone 8, you don't miss the headphone jack that much. No, it's true. Like, there's really no point to sticking to it if you just use Apple earbuds all the time anyway, which I do now, just because I've got so many pairs of them at this point. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a convenience thing. Half the people have got, like, Bluetooth AirPod type things anyway, which I don't, but I have it mainly on principle at this stage, which is always a rubbish way to argue for anything, in my opinion.
Take some of your M&Ms.
Yeah, do that. I haven't really been eating them, so
No?
yeah, you can take them away if you want. Minecraft is one of those games that you can't really snack much through, especially when there is stuff threatening to kill you.
Fair enough.
But that's probably a good thing. Means I eat less chocolate. I think I just have a regular iPhone 6, don't I? I can't remember.
You got a 6S as well, don't you?
Look at the back of it and see if it says S on there.
What is that?
Oh, okay, cool. I got a 6S when I upgraded then, because I had a 6 for the longest time. APG has subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. And I appreciate the support when I'm not being fireballed by blazes. Actually, no, I appreciate the support especially when I'm being fireballed by blazes. Fry has returned with a pair. A pair of what? Ha. Full of dumb jokes today, chat. Full of dumb jokes. This is what you tuned in for. This is what the Twitch Prime subs are paying for. This caliber of joke. Look at this, though. That side of the Nether Fortress is now down lower than the spot where I plan to build the spawning platform. So, I think we're winning. We're winning the war against Netherrack. Trying to save up for the iPhone X, though. BR Ranger with a Twitch Prime sub as well. The sub train is alive. Back-to-back Prime subs. Thank you so much. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. Nightbot giving me fruit. It's healthier than the M&Ms I usually eat, so... His foot stance. Whack.
The way he never likes to smile. Whack. I will not complete the sentence because the stream is PG.
Yeah. And you know he can't skate transition. Never seen a rock to fakie. Forget what else he says after that. Such a fun video. Just the fact that it zooms in on him from like an upstairs window and he's just standing in the middle of the street.
Like, ah!
Just like,
Yeah.
Wade Diaz, whack! it's so good.
I like the amount that my mom quotes that video.
yeah.
Whenever something silly happened, my mom's like, "You're whack. Your hair whack. It's whack. Your foot stance." And I'm like, "Stop."
Your mum's legit.
Just the best.
Frying chicken burgers. Oh, I'll take one.
Should I tell them what my mom thought DM stood for?
Your mum is a freaking national treasure, and America does not know what it has.
Doesn't deserve her.
Yeah, exactly. Kay's mum thought that DMs, as in like Twitter DMs.
Well, she didn't think it like
Or, like-
for a long period of time. She just was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what is
Like
that
she
thing?"
was trying to guess what DM stood for because they used the word, they used the letters, the acronym, or
I
whatever.
think I said
The
something about that to my brother. I said,
the
"I put it in
initialisms. I put it in your DMs, and
DMs." My
she
mom
was.
in the group chat was like, "What does DM stand for? Dem memes?
Dem memes. DEM
Memes."
MEMES.
And me and my brother laughed for about 75 years.
We have not let her live it down since. Do you like dem memes, chat? You guys here for dem memes?
So
There's people in the chat just being like, dem memes!
yeah, so we just say dem memes now. We do send a lot of memes to each other in the group chat, to be fair.
Kids these days, they just love dem memes.
It's true. We do love dem memes. So yeah,
So good.
they're like dank memes.
Yeah,
but just
they're
more general.
They're the wholesome form of dank memes.
Umbrella term. But yeah, so we still make jokes about dem memes.
Dem memes emote. I don't think Janet is going to be streaming anytime soon, so I feel like that
She won't agree to the licensing.
No, exactly.
But yeah.
Imagine your mum's Twitch stream though.
My mom is. She doesn't think she's as funny as she is.
She's very funny.
She's hilarious.
She's very, very funny.
And if you wonder where I get my laugh from.
Yeah. Your mum is very funny, often intentionally, sometimes not so.
Yeah, which makes it even funnier. But yeah, she's a big goober.
A goofy goober. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to TNT the center of these. That would just be so fun, and I'll grab some TNT and we're going to do that.
How does Fry know my mom's name? Did you say?
I said Janet.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you say that?
Yeah.
I had a moment where I was very confused. What is my fave meme?
What is your fave meme?
There's too many. Like
Too many.
I am a little bit of a meme lord. Like I do.
A little bit.
A little bit. Like not in like.
A minor meme lord.
I'm a lesser meme lord.
You're a landowning meme lord.
I'm a meme serf.
Meme peasant.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I can't come up with an answer for that.
Yeah, no, like if I'm trying to think of memes now, and like I really can't think of any, any that I could name, because so many of they're like formulas that you apply to stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that actually has a name. Whoa.
Oh no! What's happening? Are you gonna die?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Really not gonna die.
That was clutch.
It's fine.
That was clutch.
That was whoa. Okay, you know we're building a wither skeleton farm here.
They're all like, I heard there was a farm. We're signing up.
We are farmers.
A meme duke.
Bum ba bum 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 bum.
A duke. Yeah, no,
You're a meme duck.
I think some of the memes I really like are like very niche as well to like very specific subcommunities.
Hey, with a skeleton skull.
There's some memes that kind of spread over a platform and.
I'm just trying to get to the chests.
Oh my god.
Ignore me.
They're not. They're coming for you.
Oh lord, they coming.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorite.
That's a good meme.
Recent memes.
Yeah.
Big Chungus.
Any Chungus situation.
Anything involving cats usually is a good meme source.
Bode.
Bode is good.
Bode is a great meme.
I enjoy Bode.
There's so I don't know. I just enjoy the weirdness of how they emerge organically from things. Oh, you got a head.
2 wither skeleton skulls in as many minutes. This place is rocking it right now, chat. I do enjoy Big Chungus. Hello, don't walk away from me. This spot does seem to work well, yes. It's because I've been working down there the entire time, just getting some fresh spawns down here is definitely helping. But the idea is to make this entire area above the lava lake into a very wither skeleton-centric area.
I think one of the memes I had to explain to you was the Parish eyes, like the then Parish.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like
was it Obama
it
or
was,
is that?
It's Obama.
Yeah.
The red Obama eyeball slice triangle or rectangle.
Slice triangle.
Slice triangle, but it's like a little sliver of a larger picture.
That's how I used to prefer my cream cheese.
What?
In sliced triangles.
Okay. But yeah, that one I had to explain that to you, like how just like the visual worked. There was some weird like super meme that had several different things that were just like picture references to things. And you were like, well, I don't understand half of these, and I was like, it's upsetting that I understand all of them.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole other like hieroglyphic language at that point. It was very silly. But I think that's the thing I like about it. Memes as a form of language. That's where the Miss Riff's linguistic corner comes in. I'm like, let's discuss.
Our language, Tiger. Our language. Has Twitch chat had a chat update? Oh, it could have done. I was not aware of it if it did. But then I'm not aware of most of the stuff that happens on Twitch, to be fair. Gliding down, gliding down. Don't drop the Sword of Omens by mistake. This isn't even the Sword of Omens anymore. This is a pretender to the Sword of Omens.
To give you safety on sight?
It does. I mean, not really, but that's the excuse I have for it having like an Optifine zoom key. Got the battered sausage. Thank you, Mr. Badger Seth. Enjoy that for me. Am I on the vanilla server? This is the single-player world that I use for the Minecraft Survival Guide. So if that's what you meant by vanilla server, then yes. Otherwise, no.
Sort of memos.
Sort of memo.
Sorry. Sorry, that tickled me.
The sort of Nemos.
The sort of damn memes.
Did Duolingo have an April Fool's prank? I didn't see that. I did not see that.
No, what was it?
Did they add, like, some weird language? They make up their own?
I don't know. I did not see that.
How's Mendelssohn holding up? He's fine. He's bored of paper, but has everything else available. Including a fairly decent bookshelf trade. Hey, Negative Panda, what's up? Welcome along. Mendelssohn is scared of the 1.14 update. Mendelssohn might decide to have a career change at that stage. We're going to have to give him a lectern down there. Sure. Well played on the Ghast episode. Thank you. I had fun. A lot of people in the chat were suggesting how I could have done it more easily, but I wasn't after the easy method for that. I was more like, let me try and fish a Ghast into a Nether portal just for the video. If I wanted to do it the easy way, I'd have gone up to the roof of the Nether and done it there, but that doesn't feel like an accessible solution for a lot of people, so I figured I would probably do it the Beethoven. I would probably do it the the sensible way. Beethoven keeps coming on after the Minecraft soundtrack finishes.
Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't looking up at the thingy.
So
Duolingo push. Duo the owl coming to your location IRL to remind you of your lessons. Was that the thing, like, with it's coming soon, and there was like that weird like silhouette of the owl in the doorway?
In the doorway.
It was all ominous.
I'm pretty sure people have like made jokes about that anyway, and so maybe they picked up one of those and ran with it.
Yeah, that's funny.
If you change a villager's career and then change it back, are the trades the same? I'm pretty sure it works that way, yeah. They have like a set of trades for each potential occupation. And then if it changes, then you still get the same ones afterwards. So you can't just cycle through a bunch of like lecterns for the same librarian and get different trades every time. Even if you switch him to a farmer and back, it's still going to give you the same stuff. Otherwise, you could just re-roll a villager's trades as much as you wanted, which would be a pretty exploitable mechanic, really. What am I doing? Right now, I need to go and repair my pickaxes at an accessible experience farm, so I'm probably going to go see the Guardians again. But I am taking down most of the Nether Fortress over here. Is it over there? No, it's over that way. There's a Nether Fortress over here that I'm taking down to build a farm for Wither Skeletons, because despite having gotten 6 skulls so far, I need, in theory, more of those. And also I get to do it for the episode and teach people how to build a Wither Skeleton skull farm. They're much more useful on servers, I feel, than they are for single player, because on single player you only want to fight the Wither a few times, whereas on servers you set one of these things up and everybody can go and farm Wither skulls, so everybody can have a beacon.
Bye, Elkhorn.
Bye, Elkhorn. Have a good one. People know you're there at this point, I think. You've been running in and out photographing rainbows for them and stuff. I think chat understands where you are.
Someone could just appear and suddenly see my hand and been like, "What's that?"
This is true, but...
The amount of times people come in and go, "Who's that lady?
Who's the girl?"
Who is the girl?
When 1.14 comes out on Java, will Blast Furnaces come out on Bedrock? I think so. I think they're planning on releasing Village and Pillage on both platforms at the same time, which really means they are bringing it to Bedrock at roughly the same time as Java. Should we have a chicken in here? Let's just throw an egg and see if we get one. Nope, apparently not. Oh, this is really annoying. I hate when XP orbs do that. They just, like, they just hang around regardless of whether or not they're actually going to be collected by the player. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I was like, is it? I don't know.
Ta-da! Kind of. Ta-da! And I'll wear an Architect's one when they come out with a t-shirt, but they haven't got one yet. The site for Duolingo push is still up, apparently, if you want to take a look at that.
I've been slacking.
Aww. Mm-hmm. What PC do I have, or what is the best for gaming? My PC was made by a company in the UK called Chill Blast, who make custom gaming PCs. Your mileage may vary on whether or not you think the parts are any good together. These are the specifications if you want to like read any of the stuff that's on the screen right now. Or you can just look underneath my Twitch channel or the About page on my YouTube channel, and you'll find the spec there. But it was just a gaming PC from Chill Blast, and I wanted it to be somewhat future-proof, so some of the components are definitely overkill for Minecraft, but then I also get to run Minecraft with shaders. I've played a bunch of No Man's Sky on it, and if I want to play any games in future, I'm fairly confident this PC will be able to run them without issue. People tend to get very sanctimonious about like what PC parts are the best and stuff. I don't know very much about that world, so I don't really feel qualified to give an answer that people won't immediately disprove in the chat. So I tend to stay out of it. But yeah, it's my PC. I really like it. And it's got enough stuff for me to get by and do what I do.
And that's what matters.
There's a 50 grand PC on Chill Blast. Yeah, I feel like PCs like that basically exist to be like render farms for people who do like 3D animation stuff. People who are making like ridiculous CG things like I know Red vs. Blue talked about like how they've had just like daisy-chained computers all rendering the same stuff so that they can have all of their processing power dedicated to rendering the CG scenes of that for when they make stuff for their Halo series. If it runs and you're happy, it's perfect. Exactly. For a while, I say for a while, for like 3 days, I had the wrong PC. There's a video on my channel about it, actually. They sent me the wrong one. I got my order at the same time that somebody else got their order, and they mixed up the boxes, so the one addressed to me had a better PC in it. But because I'm an honest person, and because, you know, they would have discovered it eventually, and, you know, the other person probably would have reported a mistake, I called them up about it and sent it back to them. Could I have bought the better PC if I paid the difference? I mean, possibly, but there might have been a problem with the other customer, like, not getting their PC when they expected to get it and stuff, so I also didn't want to fork out, like, an extra grand for another PC at that point. I was already paying for it on finance. So, yeah, it didn't seem worth it to me. It had a slightly different case. It had a slightly better processor. I think it had a 9900K i9, whereas I have an i7. It had a bigger M.2 SSD and a bigger hard disk for storage. I think that was about it, really. I think maybe it had a little bit more RAM as well. Probably stuff in the terms and conditions that says if you make a mistake, you have to tell them. Yeah, I expect so. How did I get so good with redstone? I'm not good with redstone, really. I feel like there's a difference between able to make functional technical farms and good with redstone. I understand how redstone components work. I don't really understand how to put them together into anything too coherent, as some people in the chat will probably tell you from time to time. Am I getting a Sahara t-shirt eventually? I don't know. Do they have one? And yeah, I could probably upgrade bits of the PC myself. I could even send it back to Chill Blast and they'd put new components in it for me, you know? If I was unsure of how to do it myself. And PC building is probably something that I should get into in the long run because it would be cheaper. But sometimes I just like letting somebody with a professional touch do it. And Chill Blast has a reputation for being very good with stuff like, you know, cable management and making sure everything is up to spec and testing things. And they know what's up when it comes to compatibility with stuff. You just did the ghast moving thing yesterday. You and me both. Exactly. Who needs redstone when you have ladders? Mumbo may be good with redstone, but everyone builds on Mango and Nembon farms, including Mumbo. But I feel like the stuff Mumbo does really well is gadgets. Like, it's less about resource farms and optimizing stuff and working with gameplay mechanics, and it's more like, how can I make a shop module out of redstone circuitry? That's the stuff Mumbo's good at. That's the stuff you don't see him, like, copying other people for. The stuff he makes redstone tutorials about is the stuff Mumbo is good at. Whereas in his main Hermitcraft series, you see him making resource farms that were designed by other people because that's not necessarily his core competency, if you want to put it that way. Yeah, the Psycraft guys, like, decompile the code. They have somebody there who, like, deobfuscates the code for them so that they can make better farms. Mm-hmm. Choppin Tuesday, Choppin Guardians, exactly. You alright?
Yeah, I'm just watching. Don't mind me. I'll let you come back and take this up, hovering.
Yeah, it's alright. Hover if you want to. You're not intruding or anything. I'm just mending my tools right now, so it's not all that interesting. This is only the second time we've had to mend these tools on the stream, so ain't too bad. Basically, if you mine blocks basically for the entire time, you can wear down an efficiency pickaxe, regardless of, like, not without haste or anything. You can wear down an efficiency 5 pickaxe, Unbreaking 3 pickaxe in half an hour. Is what I more or less figured it out. In half an hour? No, in an hour, because I had 2 pickaxes. It took me 2 hours. That's fairly basic maths. Not sure why I got that wrong. Probably because I've been streaming for a while. But yeah, like, I think it's taken a little bit longer because I've had stuff attacking me. I've had to defend myself. Taking trips back to the overworld to get rockets and food. But yeah, roughly 1 pickaxe per hour is the rate we're mining stuff. How hard is it to become a Twitch streamer? I mean, it's relatively easy. To become a Twitch streamer is one thing. To become a successful Twitch streamer is quite another. And one could even argue that I'm not a successful Twitch streamer yet. Compared to some of the big guys, I am a small fish. And this pond of ours is rather large. Right, that's the pickaxes done. So let's get back to chopping some netherrack, shall we? Put this stuff away first. happy with the amount of shards we have in there now. Nearly 3/4 of the way to level 100. Yeah, that's how I've been getting my levels. Never mind the mobs in the Nether. We've been coming to the Guardian farm and mending stuff with half of our armor on. Speaking of which, probably better re-equip my Elytra before I go anywhere. Hands up in the chat if you were waiting for me to forget about that and just drop off of here. The cat stepping on the keyboard there. There go the hands. None of you have any faith in me, do you? I like you guys. Let's take care of, like, islands like this as well while we're here, because clearly some of this doesn't need to be here and is a lot nicer to instantly mine. Although I should probably mine out this side first, because the other side has a ton of blazes on it. I also promised to go to the overworld and pick up some TNT, so we'll do that before we wrap the stream up today. Whoa, there it is. That woke me up. Whew. Yeah, Carrier, that's kind of what happens with Twitch streams and YouTube videos and that kind of stuff anyway. You get that kind of, that audience creep starts to happen, and then before you know it, you aren't able to interact in the way that you originally did. And if that's what you've sort of become known for, then it becomes kind of tricky. It also totally depends on the game too, because like I could chat to everybody when I was streaming Final Fantasy, but then I had 25 people in my chat. But that's a game you can easily look away from. I look away from Minecraft for a couple of seconds, a creeper blows me up, or I end up in lava or something, you know? So it becomes tricky to, again, seriously, lava. Why? Why would you do this? I was trying to make a point. But yeah, like now having 180 people in the chat all the time. I mean, not 180 people in the chat. There's 180 people watching. There's probably, you know, a good 50 or 60 in the chat. You still end up with a ton of stuff happening and very little opportunity to sit back and read because you're focused on what you're doing in the game the entire time. It's a very, like, head down, get on with it kind of game. Do I have any pets? No. I used to have 2 cats. Unfortunately, they both passed away a couple of years ago now, really. Before I moved house. And we are considering getting another cat at some point in future because me and Mrs. Rift are both very much cat people. But we have not got to the point where the house is in the right shape for cats. And we're sort of waiting for the right opportunity to come along, you know? Mm-hmm. Sorry about the cats. It's okay. I mean, we still miss them. That's the thing. Like we've come to terms with it, obviously, but we still definitely have those moments where we miss their presence.
Aww. I just realized that yesterday it was 2 years since Pickwick passed away.
Mm-hmm. April Fool's Day 2017, I guess, was when Pickwick died, which was yeah, not the best experience of April Fool's Day, to be honest. You're like, this is a bad joke. Was one called Pixel and the other was called Riffs? No, not so much. For a start, I wouldn't name a cat after my own, like, online shenanigans in any case. But also, yeah, they existed long before the Pixel Riffs handle did, and they were both named by you.
Yes, it's true.
They were called Sebastian and Pickwick. I like these calm moments when blazes aren't shooting at me. Why can the game not be always like this? Oh wait, it can. Peaceful mode is a thing. Except I'm locked on hard now. What? I should be locked on hard now. Maybe it's because I opened this with the BB outline client. I don't know. I don't know how that became unlocked. I'm locking it again. The lock rusted. The lock just fell off. Your name is Sebastian? Good name. It's an excellent name. Seabass. As you tend to do with pets, though, we had like a ton of alternative names for them. We just gave them like loads of weird little nicknames and personalities and stuff. All right. Chicken Jockey apparently wasn't happy with me. Why are you hurting my friend? Secretly cheating in peaceful mode off stream. That's the thing. You can still change the difficulty using commands, but it shouldn't unlock the lock thing. And I haven't been changing the difficulty at all. In fact, I'm quite pleased with the fact that it's on hard mode now because it gets me more spawns and stuff. But I don't know what could have led to it switching back. Unless maybe like when you open to land, does it change the difficulty settings then? It's still on hard. I just... Like, it's not about changing the difficulty at all. It's the fact that the lock thing didn't take. Help you out there, friend. What's the easiest way to preserve a diamond pick the longest? Don't use it. Problem solved. Easy. Make a diamond pick, use iron instead. That diamond pick will never die. But if you want to use it, I'm breaking 3 and mending. I'm planning on making a wither skeleton farm for heads and coal. Yes, that is what we are currently doing. Good guess. That blaze over there is going to shoot me in a minute. That biting sarcasm. Not sarcastic at all. No, entirely genuine. Just because I'm British doesn't mean I'm being sarcastic when people guess things right.
To be fair, even when you said entirely genuine, there was a moment where I was like, is he being sarcastic?
Right, I come from a sarcastic people.
It's true, but I can tell that you weren't being sarcastic.
Yeah, I try I try not to be a sarcastic person. Okay, apparently we're just chucking all the wither skeletons off the fortress. Just woke up and started watching You're American. It's fine. You're allowed. What is my goal in Minecraft? Oh, to seek out new worlds and new civilizations, to boldly go where no, etc. I don't really have a goal. Just do all the things. Farm all the stuff, build cool stuff, entertain people on the internet. In Grimsby at 6:37 p.m. An excellent time for fish and chips. I like the people that have a habit now of coming into the chat and telling me they just woke up. Good morning. Or afternoon if you're a late riser. Now that the clocks have gone forward, I've started waking up late again, and I don't like it. What new farms do I think should be possible in Minecraft? Do you mean, like, what farms theoretically with new mechanics are possible, or what farms do I think should be made possible in future? So those are two different answers. Yorkshire at 6:38 and it's still bright outside. Yeah, and I like the fact that the time change has made it the time change has made it brighter again. It's the problem for me is getting up. What? Yeah, they run funny. Likewise, the chicken jockeys are always hilarious, but the time change has made it brighter in the evenings, which is lovely, but the sun doesn't come up quite as early in the mornings, and I was waking up at like 10 to 7, which I actually really like because I like getting an early start. It makes me feel like I can do more with the day. But then I've been waking up more like 9 o'clock now, and I don't like that as much.
Well, wait till it gets brighter earlier. Like
Yeah.
In May, you'll be waking up early again.
Yeah, it didn't help that today it was really dull as well, so the sunlight didn't really have the same effect that it usually does.
Convincing my son it's bedtime.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And then the summer when it's light at 9:30, you're like, go to bed. They're like, but...
Yeah. The sun's still up, yes, and you are as well. That's the problem. Is it TNT time? I think you'll find it is. We need to blow something up before the stream's over.
There's a lot of Yorkshireness happening in your chat right now as well.
I don't doubt it. Had a thunderstorm during dinner. Oh, I automatically go to that place anymore. The Nether portal isn't there now. What part of the UK am I in? Just outside of Brighton. East Sussex. North Brighton, really. Stay up super late so you sleep super late. Yeah, I tend to stay up late, but I wake up early as well. Like, I don't always need, like, 8-9 hours sleep. In fact, I prefer not to. I feel like I get kind of sluggish if I have more sleep.
You sleep hard though.
I do.
I think that's the thing is that like if you have a short or like if you can get into deep sleep effectively and stay there, your sleep will be more restful.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
someone who's really restless or you wake up a lot throughout the night, you need more sleep because you're trying to get more of that recuperation.
Yeah, I tend to get very like locked in as far as sleep goes.
Yeah.
And then I get like 6 hours and I'm good.
Sleep pretty hard.
Pigman with a stone sword. Is he hostile? No. Don't understand. Let's throw out the netherrack. And let's put this in there, just so I don't end up losing all of my redstone supplies if something goes horribly wrong. My favorite item in Minecraft is probably emerald ore. I mean, that's my favorite block, but then, like, yeah. Emerald ore is pretty cool. How tall would you say this is? Probably like
Yes, me?
20... No.
I was like, I have no idea.
Like 25-ish blocks, maybe? Just want to know how far I can dig down before I'm inevitably going to fall in lava and need to drink this. Also, do these pillars go down through the lava?
Oh.
I don't know. That'll do.
Yeah. I wouldn't push it.
So what I'm going to do is alternate TNT, nether brick, TNT, nether brick. I don't need to do this much, I think, but I want to make sure the tower is basically gone. There we go. One on the top, and...
Run away.
hang on. I did the thing where I shift click on it and it just sets a fire instead of actually lighting the TNT. Hello? Also, that clearly hasn't destroyed. I mean, fine, we're just going to have to do it this way then. I get nether brick does seem to be blast resistant, but I expect the TNT to at least chain react through a block. If I dig down the side like that, is that going to have an effect? I haven't used TNT for this kind of stuff very much. This is why Ace 2 doesn't work. It seems that way. Fun to use a bit of the old TNT occasionally, though.
It's weird that it doesn't fill out the rest of it.
Yeah.
Swooping around.
I have to come past here and, like, light it on the fly. Just swoop in. Don't have a flame bow. Bow is punch, power, unbreaking, and infinity, but not flame.
Do you think that if you didn't have if you put the nether brick between TNT, do you think you need to put the nether brick between it?
I mean, yeah, if you put it on top of itself each time, it will probably work. There we go. We're down a little bit further now. I didn't want to use this much TNT, but apparently I have to. Oh, did that again. How about now? There we go. That's the stuff. Legit. I like it. It even took care of some of this stuff for us as well. I think the key is to have a chain reaction happen, and like that seems to have a wider blast radius because it's pushing the other TNT around in various directions. Like more stuff gets broken if the TNT is kind of moving at the time, I think. It's trying to pass through certain blocks. Oh. See, not been down here. This is spawnable space I would not otherwise have discovered. Alright, we're going to do one more of these, and then I think it's probably time to wrap up the stream. We've been at it for nearly 4 hours. Save the horse armor. I have plenty of gold horse armor. I'm fine. Oh, let's watch the fireworks from back here. It's nice and rumbly on the speakers. I like that. Alright, folks, we're going to go and stand amidst the destruction. And I think here... Oh, look! The horse armor was saved! And Carrier with a resub to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for the 3 months of support. And that's where we're going to call it for today. Let's take a look out here on the Twitch community and see who is streaming that we can drop a raid on. Optional Oath is streaming from the Unity cast server. Seems to be like a day one launch going on. I'll send you their way. For those of you guys who are interested in watching my buddy Joel do some art as well, he's streaming right now. But I'll keep you guys in the Minecraft loop. It says the channel is intended for mature audiences, so I don't know exactly what Optional Oath's policy on, like, bad language and stuff is. If that's a concern for you guys, feel free to click away. But thank you so much for today's stream. We've had like 180 people here. It's absolutely incredible. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of the support. and the subs and the bits and all that stuff. Oh, looks like they're on the BRB screen right now. Fair enough. Well, hopefully we will catch them soon. And I'll send you guys in their direction anyway. Have a good one, folks. Enjoy the raid. Don't forget to use your Pixel Hype emotes, the hashtag Pixel Raid, and show some love over on Optional Oath stream. I will catch you guys later. Take care. Bye for now.